The Donald is looking very happy, very glowy, very orange this fine day, and for reasons that I understand very well. All of his ops are falling apart. Iran has admitted they are cooked. America totally has domination over the Strait of Hormuz. Canada is gayer than ever before, crying about the fact that actually they need us for all the things. It's pretty incredible, actually. We got Shoe on Head declaring war on the left, admitting MAGA was right all along. And we have more women talking about how murdering their own children would actually be pretty based and awesome and stuff because they love things. Also, Hassan Piker is once again celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, and Trump called him out. We have an insane roster today, actually. You should definitely lock in and subscribe. Over here on the demonetized YouTube channel, Nuxanor, we cook as often as we can. And let me just tell you right now, the cookage only gets better from here. In fact, I just dropped an entire deep dive on my Patreon, Should Women Have Rights? No spoilers here. But because I can't literally on YouTube. But you should definitely watch that. You should definitely watch that. It's very funny, entertaining, and educational content. And here on YouTube, fully demonetized, so all your support is super duper appreciated. But for now, we have to dive into the absolute diabolical shit show that we are about to witness. Lock in, boys and girls. Content this good was promised to be 3,000 years ago. The left can never recover from this. Take a look at all that freedom going on the screen right now. The war is actually, it worked. We literally won. I know that people are like, oh my God. So people crying about, oh my God, I can't believe you're spending your tax dollars on literally looking incredibly awesome and destroying the left with epic Warcraft and shit. And why are you doing this? Well, there's literally brown people that can't eat. My solution is simple. We send the brown people away and we do more cool shit with planes. Now, a lot of people might think that that's very rude of me. I don't care. Anyway, God bless America. We are cooking every day a beautiful, beautiful stew. Unlike England, Iranian hackers successfully shut down the UK power plant in a cyber attack. This is official news right now. See, this is the funniest thing ever. So Iran, like on the one hand, they'll cry, oh, we are getting genocided. Then they'll also do like terror attacks on literally everyone they can. You know, they'll bomb Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, everyone they possibly can. They do cyber attacks on England because their missiles cannot reach them right now because we destroyed their entire missile launching capabilities, so their ballistic missiles are cooked. All right, so, but they're still doing this. Notice, by the way, they couldn't do shit to us. All right, literally, they could not do shit to us, so they're like, we're going to hack England. Because obviously half of England at this point are just Iranian sleeper agents, probably, for all I know. So, again, it's pretty... We're the victims, bro. Like, they are trying to take a little W wherever they can, and they need to. Because Iranian president says former Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei wanted to end the conflict with the U.S. through peace talks before he was assassinated. Yo! The guy that was lying and developing a nuclear weapon and saying death to America and burning the American flag in the parliament and killed thousands of Americans was working on peace before Trump killed him. Or Israel killed him, or whoever killed him. Also, by the way, they couldn't hit Israel with this cyber attack. Let me just remind you. They're going after the UK because that literally is a conquered nation already. It's heartbreaking. But anyway, so of course he was trying to make peace. Yes, Ayatollah. What a nice guy. He loved rainbows and respected women. He totally didn't rape them before they got executed so that they don't go to heaven. Actually, that's exactly what he did do, so that was a lie. Just in, California Governor Gavin Newsom signs the Stop Nick Shirley Act into law. I just want to show you the two sides here. Right, on the one hand, we have Donald Trump spending our country's money on obliterating terrorists and pedophiles in the Middle East. And on the other hand, we have the left, which is spending our country's money to commit fraud and ban the people asking questions about the fraud. Now, again, I think that both sides are corrupt and both sides are using monies in ways that I would not approve of. However, I would way rather spend our money on Giga Chad epic shows of strength with our jets flying around and shit and bombing pedophiles. I would take that shit over literally signing laws to ban journalists to investigate fraud any day of the week. In fact, it just gets even better for Iran. Strait of Hormuz traffic reportedly explodes nearly 400%. Now, this is funny because I was desperately told that Iran is winning the war and that they had control of the Strait of Hormuz. Or as I should call it, the new United States territory, the gaze of Hormuz. Because everyone's always talking about the Straits of Hormuz, but no one's talking about the gaze of Hormuz, manned by Scott Bessent. Anyway, it's pretty diabolical out there. So traffic in the Strait of Hormuz skyrockets nearly 400% as analysts say Iran's grip on the critical waterway weakens. What? No way! But I was told that Iran was winning the war. We're all losing very badly. The trans of Hormuz. It's getting hairy over there. What can I say? It's very bad. So just in, Iran accuses the U.S. of pursuing full-scale classic colonialism, which is what when I say, Giga Chad, Iran accuses the U.S. of pursuing full-scale classic colonialism. Woo, yeah, baby. Based Based? Yeah! Now, again, let me just remind you, the current Islamic regime in Iran is occupying the actual Iranian people for the last 47 years. Okay? You have to understand, they are literally colonizers. They have colonized Iran and tortured the Persians there. And these bitches are going to sit here and cry. This is literally the Islamic tactics, all right? It's invade the enemy, kill their people. The enemy fights back. They win because the IQ deficit is too high to actually, overcome. And then cry genocide. That's literally the strategy. Now, I have a new plan, actually. We send in Bonnie Blue, the only Western chemical weapon the likes of which they would never have any way to survive against. If we simply send in Bonnie Blue on Operation Blue Pestilence, we'll drop her in there in the center. All of them, they will not even be able to stop themselves from raping her. And then they will all die. She would be fine because she is patient zero. She already has super AIDS. But I feel like they'll send her in there and she'll just literally save the West. I mean, this is her talking about how she is willing to be that patriot.
I'm offering out my body. I'm consenting to it. So to me, obviously, once you're a rapist, you're always a rapist. It's disgusting. But I'd prefer them to come and have consensual sex with me to doing that to someone else who hasn't consented.
That's right.
To someone they're going to hurt and trauma.
We are going to kill every rapist by dropping Bonnie Blue in their midst, okay? They don't have antibiotics. Their economy is cooked. All right, it's literally over for these guys, all right? We're going to send Satan's mom in there, all right, to birth Slanesh in the center of Tehran. All right, now Iran is, of course, really upset that America is threatening chemical warfare, sending in the e-girls. Iran also put a $10 million bounty on Baron Trump, which, again, is an act of war, obviously, and Donald has every right. I'm going to obliterate you. I'm going to kill every single one of you. In fact, by the way, for those of you that are unaware, Tucker Carlson said if the Iran ever tried to kill our president, then that would be enough of a reason to nuke them. Does anyone remember when Tucker Carlson said that one? Man, I guess Tucker Carlson supports the Iran war now. So that's pretty different. Didn't see that one coming. All right, so the rial, that's the currency over there, has fallen to 1,954,000 rial per dollar. The exchange rate was 70 to 1, and now it is 2 million to 1. All right, literally Holocaust for the Iranian economy. It's like because we still have our blockade up, and obviously people are still saying we're winning. Now we have put tariffs on Canada because Canada's gay, and we don't approve of gay people anymore. We're a new country. All right, we are now not accepting of the gays of Hormuz. Okay, we're not doing that anymore. All right, Trump won. We don't have to make believe gay people should be having sex. Yep, we are definitely getting remonetized on YouTube. All right, anyway, so Canada's Mark Carney got really upset. He said Canada is now at war with the U.S. over trade. We're at war. We're at war over trade, guys. We're at war over trade. Careful, Canada. Careful, Canada. Do you really want to be at war with us? Do you remember perhaps the last time someone was at war with us? Canada. Careful, Canada. Now, of course, Thomas Massey is really mad, obviously, because that's all he does these days. So Donald Trump did something that literally lowered the prices of beef in our entire country. He said, today I concluded a deal to substantially lower the price of ground beef for working American families. As everyone knows, under President Biden, beef prices, we call him President Queef. Under President Queef, beef prices soared at the fastest rate, and the American beef herd fell to its smallest size in modern history. As we work to rebuild this herd and help our ranchers for the next 90 days, the United States will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef to be imported with no out-of-quota tariff. For those of you that are unaware, the reason why we eat beef is because it's tasty, and if God didn't want us to eat it, then God wouldn't have made it that good. We have a commitment that this beef will be sold at 25% below market prices. PETA will get a 25% discount, just as an insult. And this deal will reduce prices for the Americans while giving space to our great American beef herd to grow again. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, as a big fan of beef, this is awesome. That's one. And two, and this is also really important, this literally lowers the price of beef because under, Biden, President Queef, we lowered the price of all that stuff went up because he killed all of our animals because he, I guess, didn't like animals or something. He killed our animals, he killed our chickens, he killed our cows. That dude was a monster. That dude was literally Cow Hitler. Unironically, Cow Hitler over there was out there killing our animals. Piece of shit. Anywho, so price went up, and then everyone blamed Trump for it because Biden killed all of our chickens and cows. So and now Trump has found a solution to lower the prices, which is great, right? Everyone said, "Yo, I really hate that when I go to the grocery store and all of a sudden I have to pay a lot of money for meat." I really hate that it's so expensive. That's what Tucker Carlson says after he advocates for nuking Iran because Iran tried to kill our president. But Thomas Massey had a lot to say. Now, Masshole over here has literally been proving me correct every single time. And this is the craziest thing because I called him out for being a dipshit a while ago, and then he lost everything. Man, what a slap in the face to Americans, cattlemen, and consumers. Worse than socialism. Yes, importing meat while we build up our herd of cows on our home turf and simultaneously lower the price of meat for everyone is obviously bad. So Cow Zedong over here is going to complain about it. Dumping foreign beef in U.S. markets can temporarily lower prices, but it won't incentivize American farmers to raise more beef. He literally just said they're doing it for 90 days so that we could grow our own herds. Bringing back country of origin labels and passed by Prime Act. Now, for the record, Thomas Massey, in the last 17 years in Congress, has never, and I repeat, never, actually passed a single bill, ever. So, this is pretty incredible stuff if you think about it. So, here's what's going on. Thomas Massey lost his election because he was the worst candidate of all time. And yeah, he got a lot of likes on his tweet from Pakistan, but realistically, Cow Zedong over here was just never going to make it because Donald Trump owns the Republican Party. And you hate Trump. You call Trump a pedophile protector, and you're cooked. And he just proves himself to be more cooked every day. What he's basically saying here is, we need meat in America to be more expensive. That's what he's saying. Marjorie Trader Green, who's also part of the same weird Cow Zedong cult, right? The government is telling you that you're going to eat foreign ground beef and you're going to like it, and it's going to lower beef prices. What? Yeah, it's beef. Listen, man, I don't want to be that guy. You see, it's not like we're importing Pakistanis, okay? We're importing cow, and we're going to eat that shit, all right? Can we calm down for a second, please? Bro, foreign beef. Yeah, all right, dude. Chill out. They're not gonna open up a mosque, okay? Chill the fuck up. So anyway, that's about as America last as you can get when the president's undercutting your own ranchers. So understand, beef prices go up, Trump bad, because beef prices went up. Trump brings in beef to make beef prices go down, Trump bad because American ranchers are not actually the ones selling the beef. Do you understand exactly what's going on? Like, do you understand the level of dumbass, like, bullshit we're dealing with? Like, even CNN isn't this dishonest.
The latest thing the government is going to tell you, you have to accept, here it is. You're going to eat foreign ground beef.
Literally,
and you're
don't
going to
fucking
like
care.
it. And they're telling you that it's going to lower beef prices.
It will.
You talk
objectively.
about America last. That's about as America last as you can get.
Not if you
when
buy
the
beef.
president of the United States is undercutting our own ranchers.
And she continues bitching, our own beef. Oh, you will walk up to a cow and you will say to the cow, you know what, cow, you used to be worth $40, but now you're worth $27. Sorry, cow, we're gonna have to eat you for cheaper now. And the cow is like, oh. And that's basically how that conversation went. Truly horrible stuff. America last. Beef prices go down. So sad. So anyway, it's just incredible that these people are still doing this grift. It's wild. So the Donald goes after all of these absolute dipshits. And it's very, very nice to see. I'm not going to lie. It's very funny. It's very entertaining that all of Trump's enemies are also my enemies. Wow, look at that. Look how it worked out. That's so cute. So anyway, Tucker Carlson just met with lightweight former Congressman Thomas Massey and Marjorie Trader Green. Losers all. I'm telling you, bro, is watching Nuxanor. Tucker's views have fallen through the floor and will only get worse. Nobody cares about him any longer, in that he has become totally irrelevant and happens to be surprisingly a very low IQ individual. He could barely get out of college, and maybe he did it, but only really dumb people can't make it through that wonderful 4-year time in life. I love him. There will never be another one like him. Tucker wants to run for political office, but he should be required to take a cognitive test. He's got no chance. He can barely take a couple of points away from whatever Republican ticket happens to be. Tucker's a loser, always has been. Marjorie Taylor Brown. Green turns to brown under stress. It's a highly neurotic fool woman. Holy shit. It's a highly neurotic fool and all... Brother, that is crazy. Young woman went from ultra-conservative to liberal fool in a number of weeks. Perhaps because I refused to return her phone calls. Oof. Oh, that's bad. Didn't she cheat on her previous husband, by the way? Wasn't that like a whole scandal? Not because I didn't like her, because I had no time. She was way down in the polls in Georgia because it took away my endorsement and would have had no chance at winning. So she, just like everyone else, quit. Thomas Massey had turned out to be a failed politician and a real jerk. And he thought he was really wonderful to vote no on everything. He voted no on the big, beautiful bill, by the way. No matter how good, strong, or proper the legislation would be, what a team this would be. 3 losers and a pocket full of change. The only chance they have is to join the radical left Democrats and try breaking into the primary system. To all of them I say, praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Dude, this is a winner, by the way. For those of you that are unaware, this is like wow. This is a real winner. Holy shit-a-moly. That is a big freaking winner. Damn, bro. Holy crap. Every day, the Orange Man is becoming a little more like Nuxanor. What can I say? There will never be of his like again. Holy crap. So anyway, he's just completely right about all this, by the way, for those of you that are unaware. Everything he said here was true. Literally, we have these 3 guys just simping for Islam. Thomas Massey's biggest donors. Everyone's like, Thomas Massey's fighting against AIPAC and foreign influence. All of his biggest donors are literally Muslims, Pakistani Muslims, by the way. This is a real thing, a real true fact. Right, so anyway, he's literally true. So when he says praise be to Allah here at the end, it's like he knows exactly where this foreign influence is actually coming from. It's crazy. Holy shit. Now, obviously, the actual Trump haters are all idiots. And this is the craziest thing ever. This man has the supernatural ability to break the minds of people. He just walks into a room and everyone immediately gets mind raped if you're below a certain IQ. Owen Benjamin had this to say. Trump won't say where he's importing the meat from. He literally said he's doing it from Argentina, by the way. I know this sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's people. There it is. There it is. That's our guy. Owen Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen. Big fan of Candace Owens. Candace talks about him all the time. There he is. That's our guy. Yep. If you don't think they would do that, you haven't been paying attention. Wow. Wow, Owen Benjamin. Thank you for the commentary. Now, you probably think that he's just some idiot on the internet. People say things all the time. There's no way he's actually saying this. Well, if you've been following Nuxanor content, which you should, because if you want to actually know what's going on in the world in the most heterosexual fashion possible, you should definitely watch me, because I literally covered my previous video where he thinks that the Jews killed Charlie Kirk and ate him, which is why they didn't publicize where he's buried, because the Jews ate him. All right, so this is the same Owen Benjamin from that one, but it gets better, guys, because you know who endorsed Owen Benjamin? Would you look at that? It's fucker Catharlson. Oh, Owen Benjamin was probably the smartest, wisest person in Hollywood, so of course, he got canceled harder than anyone else in the history of the entertainment business. That's when he found the secret to happiness. Oh my god. Oh my god. He got the Tucker endorsement, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, so Donald Trump literally lowers the prices of beef by bringing in meat from Argentina while he builds up the American herd. Thomas Massey says that Trump hates America because he hates American beef. Marjorie Trader Green attacks America because she hates America because Donald Trump is doing foreign cows. You really feel comfortable eating a foreign cow? I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. But anyway, and then we got Owen Benjamin saying that the meat is actually humans, with his endorsement from Tucker Carlson. It's unbelievable how this works every time. So Owen Schroyer, former InfoWars guy before Alex Jones fired him, and a J6er
fun,
that
but you
Trump
were there.
Literally pardoned him, by the way, after January 6th. Of course, goes on the Young Turks. Immediately goes on the Young Turks podcast because he loves America so much and he hates foreign influence. That's right, he hates AIPAC and foreign influence, so he has to collab with literally Turkish agents to spread his garbage.
10 years ago. The famous moment at the RNC in Cleveland, the Young Turks, InfoWars, you were there, Leanne McAdoo, obviously Alex and Shank were there as well. We all remember the moment, Roger Stone. I was outside doing street content, so I didn't actually get to be a part of that fun, but you were there.
Mm-hmm.
I make the joke about that's where we were at 10 years ago. Now it feels like InfoWars people and Young Turks people have more in common now than they do with the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. But I want
The quiet part out loud. You see, I'm glad you mentioned that. I've been saying the same thing. You do sound a lot like the abolish the police, abolish prisons, infinite migration, communist dipshits that literally want to do this because, hey, whoa. Israel bad. So it's really nice to see that you're literally throwing our country in the trash because a little country in the Middle East the size of New Jersey is really getting under your boxes. All right, I'm just saying it's pretty crazy to see how that works. It really is. It's wild how that keeps happening. So this is Tucker Carlson's brother, obviously talking about how Israel killed Charlie Kirk. Obviously.
And for Blake Neff to come out and call my brother a liar when he made just a very straightforward and obvious statement a couple weeks ago, which was, I don't believe that Charlie Kirk was killed because he was upset at the training community. It was because he changed his opinion on Israel. And that's well-documented fact.
It's not. Like, here's the thing. It's actually not a well-documented fact. In fact, it's not true at all. It's crazy that everyone's like, this is how the entire Tucker Carlson family works, right? They'll repeat a lie enough times until it just becomes a fact, and then to remind you it's a fact, they'll just tell you it's a fact. It's the craziest thing ever.
It's obvious to anyone who's honest and looked at this. And
so he'll tell you a lie, and then he'll say it's a fact, and then he'll say not only is it a fact, but it's an obvious fact to everyone. This is how they all operate.
Looked and saw who had the most to lose from Charlie's change of...
We all know who had the most to lose with Charlie's assassination, and it was the American conservative movement. That was obviously what had the reason to lose. If Israel wanted to kill their critics, they would have gone after like Candace Owens or Hassan Piker or Tucker Carlson or one of these guys. But obviously, they didn't do that. Just like obviously, especially because there's zero evidence, they didn't kill Charlie Kirk. And also, by the way, important to note, this is insane. All right, this is completely insane.
Opinion from Charlie's enlightened opinion.
Also, Charlie never even changed his opinion. He literally never changed his opinion on Israel. There is zero evidence that he did that. Well, oh my God, but here's a clip of him criticizing the Israeli government. Yeah. Hello? A lot of people criticize the Israeli government. Even people in Israel criticize the Israeli government. That doesn't mean their opinions flip. This dude, one day before his death, said the left was going to kill him. All right, he was talking about how trans violence is crazy. He was saying that Islam is the sword that the left is using to slit the throat of America. Like, he tweeted that one day before he died. All right? He was literally writing PR statements for Israel. Okay? Holy shit, man. That is crazy, by the way. That's wild. He literally did that. But no, but of course, he was changing his opinions. Yeah, pay no attention to the thousands of hours of content of him literally glazing Israel. Pay attention to me, because he got upset at Jewish donors in a group chat.
And from his ability to give them the Heisman when they wanted him to do something and take money for a position that he was unwilling to stand up for.
I'm not saying you need to make a definitive statement, but like, why would, because in my view, it would have to be a domestic intel agency working, whether there's a foreign one involved or not, the FBI would have to stand down at minimum to allow for this to happen. At least that's my read of things. I'm just curious what your thoughts are as to how this may have come to pass.
I think you're right.
Why is no one... I think you're right. The FBI was working with Israel to kill Charlie Kirk. Are we, like, again, zero evidence. A brother. Holy crap, man. This is the worst fan fiction of all time. And you know who wins from this? It's the Islamists and the people that want to tear the right wing in America apart. The people that want to destroy the Republican Party. Those are the winners. Like, you have to understand the motivation of the people that are actually pushing this slop. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's 5 minutes of him talking about how, yes, of course the FBI was literally working with... what's his face? The Israelis to kill Charlie Kirk, the #1 pro-Israel guy in the fucking country. Bro makes Ben Shapiro look anti-Israel. He was so pro-Israel. And yes, this is Tucker Carlson, by the way, who says if there's any attempted assassinations on Donald Trump, we should nuke Iran.
I've never heard evidence that there are hitmen in the United States. I mean, trying to kill Trump right now, we should like have a nationwide dragnet on this, and we should attack Iran immediately if that's true. If they're trying to assassinate our president?
They have been for 2 years.
Then
They
why
are
aren't we
enemies.
at war with them?
Breaking tonight, a Pakistani man has been convicted in connection with a plot to kill President Trump.
Prosecutors said the scheme was backed by the Iranian government.
Explaining that Iranian leadership, Brett, wanted President Trump dead, so they sent him to the U.S. to hire some criminals that could assassinate the president at a campaign rally. Merchant says Iran has been trying to get revenge since 2020, since the U.S. took out their top military leader, Qasem Soleimani.
Why don't we just nuke Tehran if they're trying to murder our president? There's nothing that you could do that would be worse for the United States than murdering Trump. And I just don't know.
And now he calls Trump the Antichrist. Less than a year later, by the way.
Understand why you're not calling for the use of nuclear weapons against the Ayatollah right now. I'm serious. If you really believe they're trying to murder
the use of nuclear weapons,
whatever
that's part
it
of the
takes.
problem.
Man, bro, this dude is such a freaking fraud. It is actually crazy. But you know what? Tucker Carlson makes some good points here and there. You know, broken clock, right? Twice a day. You know, listen, man, I wasn't gonna go down that path. But now that Tucker said it, you know, I'm starting to see things in a different light. You know, before now I was saying, no, we could nuke Iran. That would be horrible. But now that I see that Tucker advocates for it, I don't know. Maybe Tucker's right about this. Maybe we should actually listen to what he has to say. What do you think, Pakistanis? Anyway, if you're not from Pakistan, definitely subscribe because holy shit, it only gets wilder from here. But if you are from Pakistan, I'm sure you will love my new video that I just put on Patreon of whether women should have rights or not. It's a diabolical deep dive. I'm joking. It's not for you, Pakistanis. I'm sorry. It's not for you. I don't advocate for the burqa. I just don't think that women should be able to murder their own children with impunity. Now, a lot of pretty insane security footage has leaked recently, and it's really my honor and pleasure to cover this stuff because the funniest thing is, a lot of people actually take my commentary and like kind of carry it over in the wind to other channels. Like I'll show up in chats in weird places that I would never expect. Someone in my chat just showed me Michael Knowles referencing one of my jokes, which was pretty insane. The truth of the matter is, I am going to continue the cookage. I am going to continue cooking, and I don't want anyone to know who I am or anything, but I want you guys to spread the word, all right? Be the guys, all right? Now, speaking of mass surveillance operations, which is something that we are doing, we have to talk about Candace Owens' new footage that she released, as well as new flock camera debacle, all right? Because Darth Vader literally just went to City Hall to protest the flock cameras, and it's pretty hilarious. So we have a lot to do. We have to dive into this segment. It's very important. So according to newly released 2026 annual reports from the U.S. government, Muslims who convert to Christianity in Qatar face discrimination, harassment, surveillance, and police monitoring. Again, understand, Big Brother is watching, and in Qatar, Big Brother is specifically watching Christians because they hate them, and they use them as slaves. Somewhere in the distance, Tucker Carlson is literally freaking out right now. You can hear a little chortle in the distance. A little, but they're Christians. I don't understand. Listen, at least they're not bombed in Gaza. They're only slaves in Qatar. All right, anyway, conversion from Islam is not officially recognized. It's a hudud crime punishable under Qatari law. Foreign Christians are monitored by the government. Public Christian worship is restricted to single government-approved religious complex in Doha, operating under heavy state supervision. Let me remind you, Tucker Carlson just bought a house in Doha. He just bought a house in Doha, Qatar, where he can also go to the Christian slave camp to pray if he wants. He might prefer the mosque these days. I don't know. But yes, it's important that I am talking about government surveillance and also the absolute dipshit freak show morons that are in our country literally subverting us from within. Because these guys are scary as fuck. Foreign Christians are monitored by the government. Like Tucker Carlson, probably. Public Christian worship is restricted, of course, obviously. Unauthorized religious gatherings can be visa and employment termination, detention, and fines or deportation. That's right, baby. Did you pray to Jesus? You're getting deported. That's literally Qatar. All right. You know, Tucker Carlson's favorite country. Qatar maintains blasphemy laws, including offending the Islamic religion or insulting any of the prophets. Can carry up to 7 years in prison. That's right. If you draw a little picture, a little doodle, if you draw a little doodle of Mohammadajad, who, by the way, I have been doodling a lot lately on my Patreon content. I have to say, I do a pretty good Muhammad these days, I have to say. And you can go to jail for 7 years in Qatar, which is something that I actually don't like. Even though seemingly, you know, Tucker Carlson really doesn't seem to mind that at all, actually. Now, again, there's a reason why I bring him up this much, all right? Because not only is he buying a house in Qatar, obviously, and he loves it, and he says Qatar is our greatest ally and stuff like that. However, he has recently been going against flock cameras. This is one of his major pushes right now. Flock cameras are all evil. They are the weapon of Satan, the weapon of the devil. All right, so flock cameras are crushing privacy and creating a slave state. We are all slaves, by the way, to the flock cameras. This is one of the major things he has been pushing, even though he loves Qatar, which literally spies on Christians to deport them if they catch them praying to Jesus or something. Pretty insane. And it is pretty awesome. Now, one thing that a lot of people questioned, including me, is the fact that, suspiciously enough, Tucker Carlson, agent of Qatar, allegedly, and Russia, allegedly, is very close friends with Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, for those of you unaware, homosexual that created Palantir. Palantir is a spy network where they are literally watching what everyone is doing. In fact, Palantir is literally named after the Palantir spy orbs from Lord of the Rings, like the evil Sauron orb shit that is always spying on the hobbits because they... The hobbits... feet. All right, so Tucker Carlson, also a fan of feet, also has this going on, probably because he got molested by a demon or something. So interestingly enough, he was actually on Russian state media, and it seems like Russian state, well, you know, as he is, because obviously he is a complete and utter shill for Russia. He was on Russian state media, and Russian state media asks him about Palantir because they didn't realize that he is literally sucking the penis of flagrant homosexual Peter Thiel all the time.
Of trade, all of this stuff is going to be reset, and the only way to reset it is with a global war. That's very obvious to me.
It's so obvious.
So I understand the frustration, but let's be clear-eyed here. Europe has no ability to make independent decisions. It's got American troops on its soil, and it has for 80 years. You know what I mean?
It's about, if I can just throw out a name, Palantir.
Yeah.
I mean, the guidance for that drone we just saw hitting.
Look at his face. Dude, this is the face I would make if I was molested by a demon. Like, not even lying, bro. Look at this dude. Look at his reaction to all this. Because, dude, Russian guy, he's like, listen, man, I know he sucks Putin's cock. There's no way he also sucks Peter Thiel's cock, too. And Tucker Carlson is like, oh, you forget the Qatari cock as well. I am something of a wizard myself.
And killing those children was done by Palantir. But Palantir is not a country. It's just some entity in the United States that seems to wield a lot of power.
Like it.
How do you deal with that? How does Russia, how does any country deal with these?
I personally think that it's scary because J.D. Vance is close friends with the Palantir guy. I'm just saying. So this dude is going to talk about flock cameras every day, but he has nothing to say about Palantir?
Sudden, powerful tech companies that are making these incredible decisions that are determining the future of our planet, essentially.
All right, get ready for his answer. What are we going to do with Palantir monitoring us and killing children with their technology? Are you ready? Are you ready? Bro is about to... Bro just got publicly alzuded. All right, just want to make that clear.
Well, I think you have to just understand the nature of power. So power follows capital.
Power.
Like, what is power? It's the ability to affect change. It's the ability to get things done, to see your will enacted into...
Bro immediately turned into the fucking eunuch guy from Game of Thrones. Immediately. Power is the ability to grow through the chaos up the ladder. Power is where the strong think power resides. He's about to hit you with some fucking spider shit.
Into some physical form, right?
Form.
Yeah.
So what gets things done? Money.
Power. Money.
So what are the global power centers? The global capital centers,
Capital
of course.
centers.
So if a country, you know, has a democratic system and elections and politicians and all that stuff, but that country has, you know, companies or individuals
right, some countries
within
have companies,
who
true.
are billion or trillionaires, who's really got the power? The voters? No, of course not.
Of course.
Capital has the
Capital,
power,
that's
always. That is just a fact.
That's
And
a
that's
fact, that's a
why
fact,
it's a pretty
obviously.
good idea if you want to continue your democracy to make sure that elected officials are more powerful than companies. Otherwise, democracy is itself
In order to make that democracy powerful, we have to squash private companies. It sounds a little communistic, but all right.
a joke.
That's why you...
Did you hear his response, by the way? All right, this is a guy that's probably worth like $100 million, funded by billionaires from around the world, has houses in Qatar and shit, all right, talking about elites and shit. Tomato Carlson over here. He's like, what about Palantir? It's another spy company. And he's like, oh, do you know what power is? Power resides where people believe it resides. Chaos is a ladder, actually. So many find destiny on the roads they seek to avoid it. And it's like, Tucker Carlson, what the fuck are you doing? I'm quoting Master Oogway, goddammit. Okay, all right, it's like, bro, it's like, all right. Anyway, it did not go well for him. Anyway, he looked a little bit flabbergasted when he got that question. But anywho, the entire squad is doing badly. So obviously texts were released about Charlie Kirk. But I want to show you this clip first. So this is Darth Vader protesting the flock cameras in City Hall.
The Emperor is a fan of
That's
flock,
a great way to
and
start.
we must continue utilizing flock technologies so that we can follow and surveil the rebel scum as they move from playground to playground, from playground to pool, from pool to gymnasium, because we all know that the flock cameras are not only following the license plate readers, they are following children. They are following children in parks and gymnasiums, and we need this. I need this so I can stalk my ex-girlfriend. Also, it should be known that the people of this town, the pools that want their storm drains cleared, they should not have their storm drains cleared. Because in order to do that, we will have to raise taxes. And how will the people trust this city council when this city council continues to vote for surveillance technology that imprisons them? Miss Campbell, you must work on your Jedi mind tricks. Do it like this. And when you do it, make sure that when you're double speaking them into telling them that police services have become more humanitarian, make sure that you don't emphasize the detail that you put a ban on camping. You put a ban. You made criminalizing homelessness illegal, and that is why there is no such thing as humanitarian policing for the homeless, because we have effectively criminalized homelessness, which is good. Now we can fill our jails with free prison labor, especially like that of the Otay Mason Detention Center, where they are making $1 a day for working for 12 hours. And there have been multiple cases of tuberculosis. Yes, and this is good. This is what the Emperor needs. This technology will help us find the rebel scum and their hidden base on Hoth. This technology will help us find Luke Skywalker as he traverses the universe in his X-Wing. This technology is a necessary force.
Dude, one of the most diabolical cases of trolling of all time. Literally, bro, the nerds are out there full warfare on these bastards. It's incredible. But anyway, regarding security footage and stuff, we just got texts released from Turning Point USA regarding the Charlie Kirk situation, the heartbreaking Charlie Kirk situation. So he was assassinated, and an absolute horrible monstrosity took his life. All right. Candace Owens, of course, is making tons of money off of his death, obviously. And the craziest thing is, Candace Owens is making believe that he was killed by Israel. And that's what he said, even though he never said that. But this is what he did say. These are messages from September 9th, 2025, one day before he died. Yes, law enforcement had been fully supportive and agreed to security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Okay, great. Delicately remind them that they are there for one person security only. I'm somewhat worried about the left trying to kill me, says Charlie Kirk one day before he's killed by a leftist. Just so you're aware, we'll be strict, of course. We got you. Obviously, that didn't work. But anyway, one day before he's killed, he says the left is going to kill him. 2 days before he's killed, he says Islam is the sword that the left is swinging to slit the throat of America. And after he dies, all of his fake friends decide to jump on his corpse, shit on his widow, and blame people that he actually supported. Insane. So, you know, obviously, Andrew Wilson, Patriot, has been out there talking about a lot of this stuff, saying that drip, he's been dripping slight little tidbits of information every few days, and I fully support this method. You have to annoy these people. It's the most effective way to do it, all right? So dripping a little bit of information at a time for all these people to have, which is very fun. And this is Baron Coleman. He's one of the biggest Charlie Kirk truthers, they call themselves. The people that say that actually Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel and time-traveling Sumerian Egyptian planes using technology to kill him because he was an X-Men and stuff. So obviously, so he said this. The options here are A, let Charlie rest in peace, or B, make him out to be a massive liar and hypocrite by releasing messages, whether real or fake, that contradict his public statements and positions. G, tough call. Are these people self-aware? Are they troglodytes? Are the Goyim human? That is my question for you today. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Are the Goyim actually human? What are we doing here? These are the people that have not let Charlie Kirk rest in peace. These are the people that are making him out to be a massive liar. These are the people that are the ones that are making believe the public statements and positions he stated out loud are not actually the ones he believed. He flipped on Israel. He flipped on Trump. He flipped on everybody. Bro, these people are insane. These people are crazy. And you know the real reason why he made this tweet? Because he's scared. He is terrified. He doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about what's real. All he cares about is dripping his little sloppaganda so he can make money off Charlie Kirk's brutal murder and simultaneously slander all the people that he personally doesn't like. Andrew Wilson had something of a warning for the Candace Owens minions, and this is very entertaining for me.
They get more powerful, and I'm beyond fatigued by the demoralization and dehumanization going on. The bullets are only coming from one side. Note, Diligent got an attorney. These people probably all need to get a fucking attorney.
Oh, yeah.
Vodka and Sprite it is. These people probably all need to get a fucking attorney because...
I
have a
and they should get Jewish attorneys. All right, I'm just saying, for their own sake.
That TPUSA is going to end up going on the fucking warpath against all of these fucking people.
Operation
and you know
Let
what's
Them
really
Speak.
funny? People shrug that stuff off until they're in the other end of a fucking lawsuit, and then it's not very much fun when the Alex Jones stuff starts because you did something fucking horrible and you have to pay the piper for it. I would. All these people should probably lawyer up, honestly. They get more powerful.
Damn, that sounds like a threat, but it also sounded like pretty good advice, if you ask me. This is going to be very entertaining. Operation Let Them Speak. Give them another couple of months. Let them get it all out of their system. Let them say all the slander they possibly can, and then fucking ice them. All right, it's gonna be awesome. Actually, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. So according to Turning Point USA, Candace said, "If the wrong people take over, I'm gonna burn the organization to the ground. I swear to God." Right? That was the statement. I showed this in my previous stream. She actually did say this, by the way, publicly on her broadcast. She said that if the wrong people take over, I'm gonna burn it down, meaning that if the Jews take over, right? Obviously. So anyway. This is her response, her very, very, very sad response.
Reintroducing this as if Candace was like, she's going to burn. Like, I was basically saying that if this is true and there is foreign involvement, like, we will burn this place to the ground. If they're staging this.
Oh, so it was true. Listen, guys, I didn't say that I would burn it to the ground. I'm just saying that if it's true, I'll burn it to the ground.
Just try to take over his company, meaning we... Because I'm talking to you, and this is Charlie's organization, and we don't know who killed him yet. We don't know what the motive was. And he was totally supportive and giving me more information.
Oh, my.
And now he's...
I didn't say I would burn it to the ground. I said we would burn it to the ground. Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Pretending like, oh, I don't know why she said that. I don't know why. I was so scared. And actually what he said to me on the 14th was, no, on that front, we're good. We don't have to worry about that because... the board has already voted in Erica. Don't say this yet. We're not announcing it publicly, but Erica is taking over the company and reintroducing.
Holy crap. So anyway, she was just, she was caught because everything that was said was true, actually. She did say and threatened to destroy the company and put it to the ground, which, by the way, is something I said months ago. All right. I was called, again, not to beat a dead horse here or anything, but I've been going after Candace Owens for years. All right. I'm just saying I've been on top of this shit for a while, a long while. So anyway, Data Republican is a person on Twitter that exists, and Candace Owens just went after her today. Oh, you mean the person who came out of nowhere during Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing, created a thread accusing me of being a digital assassin responsible for death threats against Erica Kirk? You are. Because I'm investigating her husband's murder? You are nobody. I love how she thinks that she's I'm investigating her husband's murder by getting an entire shitstorm of wine moms on TikTok to try to kill Erica wherever she goes. That's right. That's how I'm going to save the world. It's actually working with the deep state, whom incidentally do not want Charlie's murder investigated. They do. They actually caught the guy. So anyway, she goes after Data Republican. All right. Now, Data Republican actually, whatever, like she follows me on Twitter. She seems super good from what I've seen. But this is the real reason why she's angry at Data Republican. So she made a tweet over here saying, "No, Andrew Colvett, you hijacked Charlie's legacy, blah, blah, blah." And Data Republican responded with an absolutely killer long-ass post, which I'm not going to read today. Hello, Miss Owens, you lied. And then she gives like a bajillion data points of evidence against her and ratioed the absolute living fuck out of her. I've never seen something like this before in my entire life. So the reality is, this is why she actually hates Data Republican, to be clear. And so, you know who liked Data Republican, though? I have Cantifa fatigue. Me too, brother. Me too. But someone has to make fun of this bitch, and not enough people are doing it. All right, because everyone's too scared. Oh my God, what if it divides my audience? Well, I don't want my audience to be full of these guys. Let me just make that clear. I don't want my audience to have overlap with Candace's, actually. So, Cantifa, y'all could go support a lady that murders her own children. Okay, you go support people like that. All right, that's for you. All right. So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, and this is pretty hilarious. That Republican actually didn't just show up out of nowhere during the Tyler Robinson trial. All right, didn't just show up out of nowhere during the Tom Robinson hearing. Do you know where Data Republican actually showed up before that? All over Charlie Kirk's feed. Yeah, to quote Charlie Kirk, @Data Republican is the best. Thank you. And many more instances of Charlie Kirk constantly promoting, retweeting, and endorsing Data Republican. All right, so again, she hates Charlie Kirk. She hates Charlie Kirk's legacy, she being Candace. And Candace Owens is out here literally trying to destroy everyone that Charlie Kirk actually did have good rapport with, which is incredible to see. Now, Candace Owens has released brand new footage. Now, this is digitally altered, by the way, all right? She's claiming this isn't digitally altered, but that's because she's a liar who lies. Now, she says, for all the liars who lie about everything, no, I did not in any way alter this footage and run it through an AI program. Yes, the footage presented at the preliminary hearing has an aspect ratio adjusted, which made the suspect appear much thinner. Apologies will be considered in the order they were saved on. So anyway, this is actually altered. Obviously, you could tell from the cars that this is a wrong aspect ratio. This is wider than normal, very obviously. All right, and anyone with normal eyes could immediately see that. And now, if you want to know the level of dipshit we are dealing with, okay, all right, they're like, oh my God, that sunlight kind of looks like Israel. Oh my God, dude, the Goyim are insane. What are we going to do with these people? This is crazy. These dudes shouldn't have the right to vote. What are we doing? Dan Blazarian. There were signs. Yo, Dan Blazarian, the guy who literally just lost an election to a fat Jewish guy that calls himself the Hebrew Hammer. All right. Dan Blazarian is on the case. That's right, guys. How could Israel do this? As you can see from this vaguely similar outline to Israel. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Still blows my mind. How is this freaking possible? This is the type of shit that makes me question the simulation. The sun is anti-Semitic. This is God showing us who did it. Oh my God, this is incredible. We need Cenk Uygur on this immediately. Someone get his penis out of his dog and bring him in. Bring him here. Sorry, you can finish later, Cenk. We need to hear what you have to say. Now, Jake Shields also, after saying that obviously God is showing us who did it by the sunlight kind of looking like the country of Israel, he also made another statement, which I think is unironically counter propaganda, being like, Hitler stood with Palestine.
Did Adolf Hitler have freed Palestine? In this alternate history scenario, the answer is probably yes. During the 1940s...
True. I mean, he would have killed all the Jews, and then the Palestinians would get the land. So, I mean, true?
Palestine was under British control. Many Arab leaders wanted independence and opposed both British rule...
It's just sad music in the background. It's like, bro, I don't think this is, like, making the point you want it to. Like, I don't want to be that guy or anything. I don't want to, like, rain on the parade. I don't want to rain on the parade, but... yeah, that looks pretty bad. So anyway, so one of the major claims that Candace Owens has been saying for a very long time is that she got special information from an anonymous source that there were 12 Israeli cell phones in the crowd when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Now, to be clear, this actually is not evidence of anything. Even if it's true, it's still not evidence of anything. By the way, Israelis all love Charlie Kirk. It would not be that surprising if Israelis went to Charlie Kirk's event, and 12 cell phones in a group of hundreds of people is not that insane. That's one. Two, it ended up getting revealed that the anonymous source that she had that leaked that was actually Joe Kent. She actually stated that out loud in her debate with Andrew Wilson. So here's the really funny thing. They got Joe Kent on, and they were like, hey, Joe Kent, is it true that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground there in front of Charlie Kirk? Which, again, even if it is true, it's irrelevant. All right, but let's say it's true. Is it true?
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble. You'll say if you can't answer it. You said there were reasons to look into certain foreign nexuses, and without getting specific, I wanted to play this. This was one lingering question. It's funny, like, Joe, you put something on the internet, and it's a straight up, as authentic, sincere question as you can, and people read it as an accusation. This, I did not intend this to be an accusation at you whatsoever. It was just a statement. It's like, I had not heard this before. Let me just...
If you're watching my show in the context of what I said, this is the general sense of why people think Israel's involved. Nobody has made the claim that Israelis, there were also, obviously
Ian
Joe
Carroll
Kent.
made the claim.
Well, Joe Kent, who I think would have the right to assert it, noted that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground that day. I think most people would like to probe that. Now, it could be maybe they were.
It could be students. First of all, and again, this is not an accusation whatsoever. I just hadn't heard that. And in as much as I could look online, I couldn't find if or when you ever did actually assert that. Do we know if there were, whatever you want to call it as, Israeli cell phones on the ground the day Charlie was killed?
I saw the same report that most people did. I think really pretty quick pretty soon after Charlie was killed, there was a news report basically that asserted that. Obviously, this is one I have to give you a weird answer on this one. This is one of those I can't confirm or deny. So if that was the case, I wouldn't be able to say yes or no, because that would come from sensitive collection methods, sources and methods and all that type of stuff. But I think what Candace was pointing at was I was saying that there was still more work to do on the foreign nexus, and then she had seen the reports. I'm sure, like everybody else, I know she reported on them on her show as well. So I think she was just answering questions in a rapid fire fashion and just saying, look, Joe Kent said there was still more work to do, plus the Israeli cell phones. But
I remember having heard something along.
Let me explain something to you. Whenever someone answers a question with a large ramble that doesn't actually answer anything, it means they're a prostitute. This is my general rule, for the record.
Along those lines, and I think there was an Israeli cell phone at a hotel, and I just didn't remember or hear you ever say it. And I just want I had heard there was a lot of things that were said that didn't pan out. But hypothetically,
this one, for example,
broadly speaking, on any given day at any given university, how many foreign cell phones, if one wanted to explain it away or one wanted to find it suspicious, on any given day in a crowd of 3,000 people, how many foreign, what would it be, foreign-based cell phones?
Yeah, a big crowd like that, it wouldn't, especially at a university where they're doing exchanges, and then people forget, Utah, a lot of those kids go out and they do missions. So you have a lot of people who travel internationally in Utah because of the Mormon faith. They send their young men, I think, and their young women too, when they're freshmen, sophomores in college, to go out internationally. So there's a lot of international cell phones and cell phone numbers there. Then you got VPNs too. There's a lot going on there with trying to determine so this kind of goes back to
so it's not evidence that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, so it's normal.
There was definitely a lot more work for us to do, just sorting through the potential, international links. And again, with any kind of
after months of pushing this Israeli cell phone shit, were the 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground the day Charlie Kirk was killed? I asked Joe Kent, and actually, it's normal. Actually, we don't know if they were Israeli. We just know they were foreign, and it's actually also normal. Now, while I was doing this, literally, Candace Owens just tweeted, all right, Cantifa has found another target, ladies and gentlemen. Why won't Turning Point USA publicly acknowledge the alleged text message leak from Charlie Kirk to Dan Flood? Andrew Wilson is not a party to the text messages, and he did not know Charlie at all. Can Miss Erica Kirk and Andrew Colvett confirm their authenticity? If not, the public has the right to assume that they're completely fake. What are we even doing here? Bro, these people are actually insane. These people are actually crazy. Holy shit. Boom. We're just going to assume that what you just said was not real. Unlike all the things that I say, which you have to assume are real because I'm just investigating my friend's death. Okay. So anyway, Asmongold is freaking out at how unbelievably stupid Candace Owens is. By the way, just want to reiterate, I have been putting Asmongold on this for a while.
30-60 bullets do not do weird things when they're fired into a human neck. They just rip right through it. That's it. End of story. The conspiracy theorists are the people telling you otherwise. This bitch is so retarded that it's actually insane.
Patriot!
You said that Charlie Kirk came to you in a dream and told you that he was killed by Israel. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. The fact that anybody listens to Candace Owens and takes her seriously at all is a complete fucking disgrace.
Yes, it took her destroying the conservative movement in America, but everyone came around to the Nux side of the force eventually. You love to freaking see it, baby. It took a minute, but we got here. Now, according to newspapers from 2005, Candace Owens actually got her butt kicked because she allegedly had sex with a boyfriend of a girl from a different high school. Candace claimed it was because she's black and got the girl arrested for hate crimes allegedly. Would you look at that? Man, she's always been stirring up fake stories and lies in order to get people in trouble. Isn't that insane? allegedly tossed her to the ground, punched her, and ripped the hoop earring from her ear, police have said. 2 days earlier, Buckwalter left a message on a victim's cell phone calling her a racial epithet, telling her she's probably had a disease because she is black, police said. But Buckwater admitted leaving the voicemail. Police have said it was a hate crime, said Robert Owens, the victim's father and a former city representative. My daughter is very shaken up. Owens said his daughter tears up when she tries to talk about the attack. He said she was embarrassed by the suspect's racist language and the accusation she slept with Buckwater's boyfriend, which allegedly ended up being true, which she denies, Owens said. His daughter has known Buckwater's boyfriend since elementary school, but never slept with him. Even though allegedly she actually did sleep with him. So again, all this stuff keeps coming out. It's just absolutely diabolical as this happens. Also, Candace Owens thinks that Yugoslavia was part of Africa.
We don't have to think about survival instincts like they have to do in certain parts of Africa, like in Uganda, where I visited, or perhaps the Congo, where I visited, or former Yugoslavia, that territory. They're
Oh, that is so bad.
mindsets remember the Yugoslavian war in the 90s. We don't have.
Oh my God, dude. And a bunch of women on TikTok are like, oh my God, she's literally awesome. We love her. Logic, who needs that? She has intuition. At least she's not a Gemini man. If she was a Gemini man, then I wouldn't trust her. But at least she's not a Gemini man. Now, in the continuance downfall of women, bro, they're begging us to take away their rights. They're like, please oppress us harder, daddy. Believe all women. I killed them. It was the husband. It was the husband. Feminists are losing their absolute minds. It's pretty incredible to watch, actually. Like, in this new episode of Mass Psychosis, it's been absolutely diabolical. So, of course, Candace Owens... You thought we were done with this, gorilla? All right, that was obviously not meant in a racist way. But she had this to say about Lindsay Clancy.
Corinne writes, I know you're busy, but I'd love to know your thoughts on the Lindsay Clancy case in Massachusetts. I made my thoughts clear on this the moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news. Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet.
People are taking her seriously? Bro. I love that she does that. By the way, a lot of you might not know this, but actually, it was Israel that killed Lindsay Clancy's children.
Of doctors who should be imprisoned for what they put her on. I regularly speak out against Big Pharma. They get away with murder all the time. And in this case, they are getting away with the murder of really her 3 children, but also completely destroyed her life. Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion,
destroyed her life when she murdered her own children. Wait, didn't Lindsay admit she did it? Yes, Lindsay admitted it. They have footage. They have no alibi, obviously, because she did it. Her husband was not there. He was on security footage somewhere else that she sent him away. It was premeditated. She admitted it. Her lawyer admitted it. The judge said she did it. Everyone said she did it. Now she's pleading temporary insanity, so maybe she won't go to jail for that long or get, executed or anything. But anyway, she obviously did it. So Candace Owens, of course, blames Israel probably. Not yet, but she will. Of course, Sneeko, all right, who's trying so hard to get a Candace Owens collab because he's like, oh my God, I also blame the Jews on all the things. Yo, I also think that the Mossad is chasing me with time travelers. Holy shit, we could be besties. I love Candace Owens. I love her. So anyway, Sneaky over here obviously was very anti-Lindsay Clancy until he saw Candace Owens' clip and changed his mind completely.
Tried to get her husband out of the house by sending him to pick up medicine for one of their children and dinner for the family. So it was premeditated. This is premeditated murder of her children. They have also questioned the seriousness of her suicide attempt, jumping out of the window. Weird thing about American Western values, they're going to say, oh, look, she's innocent because she's mentally ill.
No, they won't. No one's saying that.
Anybody who strangles 3 of her children is mentally ill. Does that make her innocent of the crime? What's this?
No one said
I made my thoughts clear on this the moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news. Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet of doctors who should be imprisoned for what they put her on. I regularly speak out against Big Pharma. They get away with murder all the time. And in this case, they are getting away with the murder of really her 3 children, but also completely destroyed her life. Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion, is not guilty. She was put into an intentional psychosis when she probably just needed to give her kids away for a weekend to get better. But they
Now, for those of you that need extra context, she actually did give her kids away for a weekend. The weekend before she murdered them, she was in a mental hospital, and she literally gave her kids away for that weekend. So good argument. Also, not even true.
Constantly give you these drugs that do not make things better. And the cocktail of 10 pharmaceuticals that she was on is absolute madness. Absolute madness. I made my thoughts clear on this.
Get ready. You are about to hear a brown clown take the likes of which you've never seen before. Get ready. You're not ready.
Wait, what do you guys think? Is Lindsay Clancy guilty or innocent?
Chat! Chat, what do you think, guys? What do you think, chat? She literally murdered her own children. Chat! Chat, what do you think? What's my opinion on this, chat? Let me know. Let me know my opinion in the chat. 1, if she's innocent. 2, if she's guilty. My opinion will follow whatever chat says.
Is Lindsay Clancy guilty or innocent? Do another poll.
Yo, we have to do
She
another
guilty
poll.
or innocent?
Yo, Candace Owens says she's in it. We have to do another poll, guys. Bro, what does my chat think? Incredible stuff. Now, in fact, it's so lame, actually. So, he made this whole post about how Lindsay Clancy is horrible and evil and stuff like that. And he deleted it. He actually deleted this tweet because he had to take Candace Owens' side because he's trying so hard to get that collab. It's incredible. Now, he, of course, later got so much shit for that. He had to go flip again the other direction. He said Lindsay Clancy is a Christian white woman. I don't know why he thinks she's Christian. Strangled her 3 children to death, and predominantly white Christian fans made her a millionaire. Again, we have no idea if it was predominantly white Christian fans that made her a millionaire. Sneeko, brown clown, just thinks that everyone white's automatically Christian, I guess. Nobody in politics is going to make this connection because there's no connection. In fact, in Christianity, it is pretty well known that you're not allowed to murder people, including your children. In fact, child sacrifice is pretty forbidden in the Bible, all right? And so is murder in general. So no one's going to make this connection because there's no connection to be made. This is how he blames the Jews on killing Charlie Kirk. It's blaming Christians on killing Lindsay Clancy's children. They will play dumb and continue to scream about Muslims. How the fuck are you going to turn Lindsay Clancy slaughtering your children and getting donations from dumbasses on TikTok into Islamophobia? It's incredible. It's truly incredible. Look at this shit.
Imagine if Lindsay Clancy was a Muslim. What would they be saying?
I don't need to imagine, bro. Muslims have killed a lot of people. Listen, man, what do you need me to say? If Lindsay Clancy was a Muslim, she would have already sold her children to her cousins to marry them. All right? Like, and that's your average Muslim. That's not even the psycho ones. All right? Like, honor killings are a thing in Islam. Like, what are we even doing here?
Imagine if Lindsay Clancy's supporters were all Muslim and they made Lindsay Clancy a millionaire. These women dressed in hijab. The oppressive hijab.
I'm sorry, Sneeko, but you literally cried when Ayatollah Khomeini died. Okay? And that dude killed tens of thousands of his own people, let alone millions in the region. And you cried when he died. And you're going to sit here grandstanding about how, what if Lindsay Clancy, some insane foid, was a Muslim?
Job that they need to free the women of Iran from. What would the rhetoric be? What would they be saying? They would blame all Muslims. They would say Islam is destroying America. They say that they need to go back.
Dude, when I criticize Islam, it's literally criticizing them for practices that they believe in, okay? When I criticize them for having child martyrs, it's because they use child martyrs. When I criticize them for marrying children, it's because they all, including the prophet, marry children, all right? When I criticize them, I don't criticize them because, oh, hey, there's a Muslim over there and he was gay and he stole something. I don't criticize him for that. People steal from all groups, from all cultures. But when people literally follow the tenets of Islam, which, for the record, includes marrying children, not as a they can do it, but as an endorsement, then it's an Islam issue, I would say. And again, I'm doing a full deep dive on my Patreon on the Quran. If you want to watch it, I'm fully demonetized on YouTube, but hey, on Patreon, I'm doing full deep dives on the Quran right now. It's pretty insane. It is absolutely wild. In fact, I also just did a deep dive on the Patreon on if women should have rights, if they should have the right to vote and stuff like that. And it's a pretty good one, I have to say so too. Quran videos are fire. Thank you, Chad. But anyway, so again, bro turns it into Islamophobia somehow.
And Muslims from entering the country. They would say that this is a religious problem. They look away conveniently when it's Christian women.
Again, I don't know if this is a Christian woman. Even if it is, it's not relevant because it's not actually one of the tenets of Christianity. Jihad is one of the tenets of Islam.
They said these aren't real Christians. The same logic should be applied to Muslims.
Why? The Muslims that rape non-Muslims are actually following the laws of Islam. So they are real Muslims. That's the issue. Again, I feel like he's too stupid to understand this, or too unfair, right? So anyway, so here we have Nick Fuentes tearing into Candace Owens for defending, child murderers.
I see Candace, she says, obviously she's not guilty. It's Big Pharma. It's Big Pharma. Have you lost your fucking mind?
I love how it took this long for him to realize this shit. Again,
I literally cannot even imagine. There are stories of mothers who will lift up a wreckage of a car to save their children trapped underneath. Women will die. Mothers will die for their children. They'll kill to avenge their murdered children. And this psycho holds down her 3 babies, strangles them to death. You're a mother yourself, you sick bitch.
Yeah, I'm really glad. He finally turned around. He found out. What can I say? I feel like a lot of people are willing to give Candace Owens the pass. Oh, she was conservative, so it's okay. Oh, she was anti-Israel, and that's awesome, so that's pretty good. It's pretty wild to watch happen, how everyone's waking up when it turns out, you mean the lady that said that the Jews invented dinosaurs, all right, is actually a little bit kooky? Wow, it took you a second, but you got there. See, I'm very fair about it. I'll call out people on every side on any issue if I think that they are disingenuous evil fucks, all right, and therefore, I am not caught blindsided by someone on my side turning out to be a dumbass dipshit. All right, I'm just not, because I call them out for it immediately every time. All right, Candace is depraved, so it's no surprise people are attempting to get Charlie Kirk's killer free to also support a woman who murdered her 3 children. Ian Carroll, one of a big Candace Owens supporter, said, "Isn't it interesting that we have Gary Melton, Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro, Rabbi Shmuley, Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Eyal Yacobi, Jack Posobiec, Mark Levin are all on the same team? Wow. This is pretty suspicious, isn't it? You have all these people, the Jews and the anti-Semites, aligning on this issue. That's pretty weird." And Nick Fuentes is like, murdering your own children is wrong. Listen, man. It's pretty diabolical. I can't believe it. You mean Nick Fuentes is going to ally up with the Zionists to say that murdering your own children is bad? Pretty telling, says Ian Carroll. Bro, it's truly insane. Watch it. Bro, this is diabolical. Now, this is Lindsay Clancy, and it's pretty insane. So I showed this earlier, how Lindsay Clancy would literally admit it to all this. All right. And this guy says, how come they never hear? And she said she heard voices telling her to kill the children. She heard voices.
We just got word the jury is done for the day. Back to Brian Yennis live in Plymouth. What can you tell us about this move, Brian?
Bill, good morning. Well, in about 2 hours, the day is done. Surprising. We thought that it would begin with testimony. It did not. Each juror was questioned by the judge about what we simply don't know, actually. We don't know why the jurors were questioned, but all of a sudden they were. And then there was the witness that went up, the last defense witness. Her name was Shayla Kavanaugh. She did testify today. She was a chaplain at Brigham and Women's Hospital who visited with Lindsay Clancy multiple times while she received treatment after the killings. She said that Lindsay alluded to having hearing a voice, and that the voice, according to Lindsay, told her that if she did not follow the command, neither she or her children would be safe. This is important because the defense is arguing that Lindsay Clancy was hearing voices that told her to kill herself and her children, and therefore she was going through a postpartum psychosis, temporary, that caused her to kill her children. She did not know what she was doing was wrong. That testimony ended after the prosecution challenged her in a few questions, and now we are dealing with a situation where court will resume tomorrow. The judge says that it will be a, quote, longer day, and then we expect closings on Monday.
Yeah, she was hearing voices, guys. She was just hearing voices, all right? The voices were telling her that things were not safe. You have to kill your own children, and she did.
Psychosis.
And it was just postpartum psychosis, guys. Listen, man, if when there's postpartum psychosis going on, women are just going to murder their own children. I'm just saying. That's just totally normal, and you have to accept it. And you're a misogynist if you don't think so. So this guy says, how come they never hear voices saying, suplex that 7-foot-tall dude built like a brick shithouse, or run up to that crowd of black guys and call them slurs? And it's always just murder your baby. Fantastic question. Shioned responds, the voices conveniently only spoke to her when she told the one person who could protect the children to go on a long errand. That's pretty weird. What I do not understand is how did he not completely snap when he found out? He did. The 911 call was so horrific and traumatic, they didn't want it released to the public. He finds the kids one by one, screams, my buddy, when he finds his son dead in the other room. And you have women out there running to defend her because, well, she was stressed. That's right. That was a stressed woman. So therefore, obviously, murdering her children is totally acceptable, and same bestie. And again, it's pretty insane. Now, here's the craziest thing. We started getting copycats. This is breaking news. Mother slits throat over 3 children, told their father, say goodbye to your kids. What the fuck? What is going on? Former Kentuckian cheerleader plead guilty to killing her newborn baby, stuffing him in a trash bag in the closet, claims she was under emotional stress. That's right. This is just the thing that happens
I was under
now.
a lot of emotional stress. And my baby came unexpectedly. And instead of helping him, I ended his life. And afterwards, I cleaned up and didn't tell him.
Okay. So tell me, when you say instead of helping him, you did what?
I ended his life.
How did you end his life, ma'am?
I deprived him of oxygen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, unexpectedly, after 9 months, the baby came out. So she killed it because obviously she deprived him of oxygen because she was stressed. Yep, unexpectedly. So anyway, here's the thing. And here's the very uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't want to say. There's an entire culture normalizing this. Hey, woman, you feel stressed? Well, you don't have to get over it. You could just murder your own child. Actually. In fact, arguably, a penis after accidentally going into her vagina, and then she didn't take a morning after pill, and then 9 months later, a baby unexpectedly came out and she murdered it. A woman is crying. Burn the Constitution. We have to remove these people from society. This is insane. Obviously, and people that are a little stressed so they'll murder their babies. Hot take. I don't know if I want them to vote. I don't know if I want them to be judges. I definitely don't know if I want them to be elected into public office. And I do a full deep dive on this on my Patreon, which cannot be said on YouTube. However, I do want to make something very clear. We are living in a society where 25% of women in America murdered their own babies in the womb. We as a society have normalized infanticide, okay? We have normalized the idea that if the bitch is crying, she can get away with literally everything. Okay, so when you normalize all of that into society and they have a momentary stress, they'll murder their own baby instead of realizing, wait, hold up. I'm stressed as fuck right now. I should not make any decisions being this stressed. And it's insane. It's actually insane. My wife literally told me, like, years ago, she said to me, like, listen, man, if I'm ever like in an emotional, hormonal state, just remind me, honey, today's not a day for making decisions. Today's not a day for decisions, you know? Just maybe not today, you know? So anyway, and the reality is that's a pretty normal thing, actually, that there are emotional states that are higher and lower. Obviously, depending on, you know, birth control and all this other drugs, but also when it comes to periods, pregnancies, pre-birth, post-birth, all of these things literally, unironically, change the physiological, emotional state of women. That doesn't mean they can murder their own children. That doesn't mean they should just be accepted to do this stuff. And yeah, I have told my wife several times, yeah, I don't think today's a decision day. And then we move on, and it's pretty great, actually. So anyway, Tectone made this tweet, which is pretty great. All right, gentlemen, which one we choosing? Leaving your baby with mother with postpartum depression or a bear? Now, this is really funny. It's obviously flipping the old meme on its head. So feminists were pushing this for a very long time. It's like, who would you rather be alone with, a bear or a man? And then the feminists would be like, a bear, because at least a bear wouldn't rape me, and I might live, whereas a man would definitely rape me. All right, so this is literally what they've all been pushing, and obviously everyone was making fun of it. But this is a really effective way to flip it on its head. I would rather leave my baby with a bear than a mother with postpartum depression. All right, that baby might actually be raised by the bear and become a strong, independent woman or something. Whereas the mother with postpartum depression would literally just get $1 million by murdering the baby. So hot take, a bear easily, right? So obviously people were not happy about this. This is Brooke. She's a streamer for one of the big streaming organizations. She said, "I hate the current trend of instantly comparing mothers with any sort of postpartum depression equals awful person of violence. So many people who are great mothers suffer and take great care of their children, only to be shamed by men online. Gross. Support your women who gave their mind, body, and soul to provide beautiful children to this world. Just fucking gross and insulting to women everywhere." Literally cry about it. Literally cry about it. Congratulations on the virtue signal. I hope it paid for your bills. Good job, streamer woman W. Woo! Women good. All right. Listen, man. Every time women saying that men are bear, saying bear is better, that's totally fine. That's okay. Millions of women supporting a literal murderer who murdered her own children, and then you say post-traumatic stress or whatever, postpartum depression or bear, and then they all freak out. How dare you demean women like this? Now, bro, this is what we're just witnessing. We are witnessing an era of child sacrifice, the likes of which we've never seen before, and it's only getting worse. Bro, hey, when the women don't block their rapist discourse dropped, I thought nothing would outdo it. Then the Lindsay Clancy trial hit. How women look at you when you tell them they aren't allowed to kill their entire family. No, but my postpartum depression. But I'm literally so depressed postpartumly. So Asmongold finally got unbanned, and he actually talked about it.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. This is the big one. Just so you guys understand what happened. This woman...
Uh-oh. A woman? That's scary.
Brutally killed 3 of her own kids, and a bunch of women on the internet are defending her. This is all of the women out there defending her. Look at that. Look at them all. Women lining up to wave Lindsay Clancy arriving at court today.
Crazy people, man.
It could be one of my best friends, and it could be me. We are hearing her. We see that she tried everything.
There's a woman on the jury melting her brain on TikTok, and another juror told the judge.
Each juror was questioned by the judge about what we simply don't know, actually.
Every single one of these women needs child protective services called on them now. This is just so sick. You're sitting here and you're making a video of all these...
You know the best way to get women to realize that they shouldn't have rights to vote? It's simple. You actually just tell them, but don't worry. All your friends are also not going to have the right to vote together. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Times you're spending with your child, and you have the text in the middle of the screen, and it says same. What are we doing here? You don't understand female psychology and body. This is an extreme case of postpartum psychosis. Unless you're a doctor, you aren't qualified to judge. I think that from now on, anytime that somebody gets raped, it's just a testosterone-induced psychosis, and we shouldn't put them in jail for it anymore.
See, but the thing is, none of these people are actually thinking about this rationally in any way. All right? Like, it's not like they're thinking about this rationally. It's a total and pure emotional gut punch. These people are not operating within the grounds of rationality. Like, I already went through all of this shit. All right? Can you imagine if a postpartum depression woman was the president of the United States and she decided she was just going to nuke Canada? Okay, that would be like... Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just be real, right? Just for a second.
TikTokers are posting reenactment videos of them hanging out the window to prove that Lindsay Clancy is innocent.
I've been following this Lindsay Clancy trial, especially as a mother of 2 who dealt with a lot of postpartum mental illness. And, just following all their birth charts and birthdays and zodiac signs. He did it. Patrick did it.
Forensic astrologer, death investigator. It keeps getting worse. Here's the scary thing. They vote.
I'm telling you all right now, when the South Node goes into Cancer, he's going to be having eclipses. I can't wait for this man to be humbled and for karma to do its thing.
For karma to do its thing. I donated $800 and I'm a single mom who lives off ramen. I hope that other people donate too to free this woman from her hell. Over $700, this is how much money that she's raised. Actor Lisa Rinna says her female therapist agreed that Patrick Clancy killed his children because women don't strangle.
All right, he did it. Patrick
Source?
did it.
A blow up doll, yeah.
Typically don't strangle.
Women typically don't strangle.
It is not because we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay.
We know.
Many of us know
right.
that we could have been
We
only
are just angry, vindictive, narcissistic, entitled people that when shit doesn't go our way, we will kill you if we can.
one step away from doing some of those horrific things.
This is basically the same thing as the Taliban saying that if a woman is showing her face, that it's okay to rape her. We're gonna have our rights taken away, aren't we?
Yep.
Lindsay Clancy's husband failed her. Patrick worked from home to help out. He got his wife premium health care. He hired a nanny to help her out. She did not go back to work. Dad, Patrick Clancy, runs the Boston Marathon to raise $75,000 for the hospital that treated his kids. This is an interview with him.
As he was emotional. Now, he raised all of that money for Boston Children's. He ran to honor them.
I loved my kids. They're wonderful people. They had a lot of friends. Everybody loved them. They had short lives, but they had really good lives.
And it is so clear how much Patrick Clancy loved his children. He had his daughter's bow on him and a bracelet and an armband from his two sons. So they were right there with him as he crossed the finish line today.
I don't even know what to say. I really don't.
Yeah, heartbreakingly, a lot of people are just losing their mind. They don't even know what to make of this. Well, you will know what to make of this if you watched my deep dive on Patreon. It can't be said on YouTube, but it's over there. So if you want to see it, it's a banger, I have to admit, but it's not the thing that some people would necessarily want to hear. The reality is, we have a major issue, and the issue is that people, specifically leftists, have figured out exactly how to emotionally manipulate single liberal white women, and it's working. So Hassan Piker is out here making his life worse for himself. He is going to find himself deported, and I will be entertained. So he's out here celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Again, he does this almost every day on his stream. A lot of people were surprised because they didn't know he does this every day on his stream. But if they're watching Nuxanor, they wouldn't be surprised because he does this every day on his stream. He loves the fact that Charlie Kirk is dead. Actually, a lot of people think that that's not the case, and he just wants free healthcare. He actually just wants to kill right-wing people because he wants the Chinese overlords to take over or whatever, and he loves Islamic jihad. So this is him on the live show celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. Also, Donald Trump even calls him out, which is pretty entertaining for me. I have to say, we are one day closer to the orange man watching the blue Jew. I'm afraid to die! Yeah, I'm not playing that. The cringe will make... Again, I would kill myself, but unfortunately that violates YouTube's terms of services, so we will not be doing that today. So, and the funny thing is, this is Hassan Piker with, like, generic streamer guys. All right, these aren't, like, political streamers. These are generic streamer bros that they all get together to celebrate the assassination of a good man, a father, and a husband. And it's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen in my life. It's just true and utter Turkish horror. All right, the likes of which I would never imagine. If his parents weren't inbred, you know, he might have known better. But this is unbelievable. Carried the flame tonight. All right, him in his Mao suit with a bunch of homosexuals. And if you look at the background, the homosexuals are actually real, bro. This is insane. This is crazy. They look like dysgenic Ninja Turtles. It's the wildest. Like, the group looks exactly like you would expect it to look. Just want to make this clear. Right now, I'm not allowed to call people fat on YouTube because I might get demonetized. In fact, I mean, I'm already demonetized. I meant literally deplatformed. But I'll have you know, I just recently had an entire video taken down off YouTube because Peter Dinklage, you know, the dwarf guy from Game of Thrones, he went on a podcast complaining about how he doesn't get roles like Superman, and I said, I literally shouldn't repeat it, but I said he would not be able to receive roles like Superman because there's a height requirement. And that video got taken down for me being for me harassing protected groups. So your boy's fucked is what I'm trying to say. I'm giga cooked. The Eye of Sauron is looking at me big time. All right, just want to make that clear. All right, so anyway, I have no comments to make about any of the people in the crowd. Okay, just want to say that. All right, I'm really happy that Michael Knowles stole my Hijabba the Hutt joke in his recent video. He could use that. All right, I can't. So this guy libtard, calls out Hassan, saying Hassan Piker is a right-wing psyop because he's making people hate the left because the left obviously sucks and is evil. So he's saying that Hassan is a right-wing psyop, and Hassan calls him out because this dude himself is also celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Again, this is the crazy thing. All the leftists celebrated his death. So no matter how many Candace Owens people are going to come out of the woodwork to talk about how it actually was Israel, all right, my new favorite conspiracy, here's the shadow that Tyler Robinson made in the ground, kind of looks like the shape of the country of Israel, which means nothing, but it's still very funny that they're all pushing this. It blows my mind. How in the Bible? Oh my God. You know, pushing this shit. All right, that it was Israel because the shadow kind of looks a little like. All right, anyway, you get the idea. So it's pretty insane. The left is still celebrating it to this day. So all the arguments you want to make, completely and utterly irrelevant, man. And every leftist does this. So a leftist will call out Hassan for doing it, and Hassan will just say, well, you did it, because all the leftists celebrated the murder of a great man. All right, literally. Now, Sneeko had this to say, and this is incredible. Incredible, actually. I've never... he surprises me every day by being an even worse guy. So Sneeko goes on stream to explain why he also is now celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I don't support this. I mean, I see why they think it's funny, but I just don't think it's helping his case. It's
helping? I don't support it because it's not helping?
So they're really mad about this. Everyone's talking about this. 8 million views. But Charlie Kirk also ridiculed dead people, right? So they are making fun of...
Okay, so now you can ridicule dead people because he ridicules dead people? Is that how it works?
Charlie Kirk. They're making fun of that song, and they're making fun of how they turned Charlie Kirk into a martyr. Hassan's been joking about this nonstop. He will dance to the Indian Charlie Kirk song. He plays it frequently.
Also, which dead people was he making fun of, Sneeko? We'll get there in a second.
He's not been very sympathetic. And I made an error, right? When Charlie Kirk was assassinated...
Get ready. Get ready for this. Hold on. Let me put my fake Malcolm X glasses on.
And you guys know who I think did it. I did tweet prayers for Charlie Kirk. I should have said prayers for his family because, you know, he did declare himself as an enemy of Islam. One of the last things he tweeted was Islam is going to be the sword that the left uses to slit the throat of America, something like that.
Based. He was right.
Like that. But Charlie Kirk is...
So he regrets saying prayers for Charlie Kirk. All right, let's understand the level of mind rape we're dealing with. He regrets saying prayers for Charlie Kirk when he got assassinated.
Like... Okay. Look, so they're making fun of him, and it's not right to...
I appreciate that they all say it out loud. It's very nice of them. Thank you, God, for making our enemies sub-IQ inbreds.
Wrongs don't make a right. But Charlie Kirk was ridiculing the genocide in Palestine. He's making fun of kids getting sniped in the head. An ongoing...
I don't think he was doing that, because there is still no examples of kids sniped in the head. All right, all the examples that they claimed of kids sniped in the head so far have been disproven. So again, so far that is not the case, but anyway.
Genocide, it was happening before he died and it's still happening now.
Yeah, there was also no genocide, and there was never a genocide in Gaza. This never happened. It's a pretendicide that these people use as like a political talking point, standing on the corpses of children. Now, for the record, the reason why these children died in Gaza was actually because Hamas decided they wanted to start a war with a country that's much stronger than and obliterated them, to be clear. And they also used human shields, and they shot rockets from hospitals. Now explain to me how 70% of the infrastructure in Gaza was destroyed and only 2% of the people were killed. Explain that ratio to me, genocide. Like, it's pretty hilarious, actually.
Look at what he said about the kids in Gaza.
If you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right?
True.
Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so I don't... Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe
Is that too soon? So...
Well, he's making fun of buildings being destroyed. Okay, I guess now it's okay to kill him because Israel blew up their buildings. Okay.
Everybody up in arms about this. Oh no, Charlie Kirk, how could Hassan do this? How could he make fun of Charlie Kirk? How could Charlie Kirk make fun of the destruction of an entire...
He made fun of their buildings being destroyed in Gaza. Hello? Hello? These dumbasses started a war, lost miserably, screamed genocide, their buildings died. Oh no, their buildings! Their buildings!
Society, right? He's saying that they throw gays off the roof, and now there's no more roofs to throw gay people off of.
Yeah.
Listen to what else he says.
And kill Jews, stupid. Too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill...
Too soon, I'm sorry. Too soon. Oh, am I too edgy? He's joking about dead kids in Gaza.
Is that
No, he's joking about buildings being destroyed.
too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims.
I mean, where's the lie? They go into Israel. They do a genocide on Jews. They try to kill as many as they can. They rape a bunch. They kill 1,300 people. They rape a few hundred. They capture a couple, and then they lose a war. Like, what do you want me to say? And now you have Candace Owens saying that he's flipped his opinion on Israel. Like, are you insane? He literally supported the most controversial things Israel ever did. All right, but hello.
Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims. Well,
I mean, yeah. Hello, where's the lie? If they wouldn't have killed Jews, Gaza wouldn't have been obliterated. He's just right.
Charlie Kirk ridiculing and joking about dead kids in Gaza.
I don't remember him ridiculing about dead kids in Gaza. I do remember him making fun of people for starting a war and losing.
And not one person, an entire ongoing genocide, which he admitted was ethnic cleansing. He said on the Patrick Bet-David show. I think they edited it out of the podcast, but he said that the Israelis are going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. They have. And
they have. Well, they have. Bro, if Israel is getting credit for it, well, they should just do it at this point. Like, what the hell? That was a joke.
Adamantly specific about what they're trying to do. So here he is joking about it. Right. Do you see the right wing amplify this? Do you see them talk about how...
why would they amplify this? He was right.
You shouldn't ridicule dead children. Not only that, it's like he said...
Again, I don't remember him doing that.
Saying stupid Muslims. Does he know how many...
Oh, no. He said stupid Muslims. We should kill him now and celebrate his death for a year. That's Sneeko.
Christians are... He's aware. Do the Christians in America know how many Christian churches were bombed by the Israelis?
I love how everyone does this. So there's a really funny metric that came out of Gaza, all right? And I'm sorry if this sounds crass, but there's a really funny metric that I see a lot of people use. They say 66% of churches in Gaza were destroyed. There were 3 churches in Gaza, and 2 were destroyed. All right? I just want to make this clear, 66% of churches. Do you realize that every single country in the Middle East saw their Christian population dwindle except for Israel, where it increased by 4x, whereas in every single Muslim country in the entire Middle East, the Christians are literally getting genocided? All of them, like Turkey and Syria and the Congo and Rwanda and Ethiopia and all these freaking places. Like, are we aware? Like, it's incredible that we're doing this.
Churches in Jerusalem bombed. How many Christian Palestinians?
0 churches in Jerusalem got bombed. 0. Hello?
Palestinians have died. They don't speak about it. They don't care. They never speak about the Christians and Palestinians.
I love how he cares about Christians now. Anyway, yo, thank you for the raid. Dude, it's pretty incredible watching this dude do his shtick. So, yeah, this was Charlie Kirk on the printhead in Gaza, yeah.
Right? If you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right?
True.
Now they don't have any tall buildings left.
Also true.
Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims.
I mean, where's the lie? What do you want me to say? Literally no lies detected. Anyway, so of course you have everyone celebrating the fact that Hassan was dancing to this tune, saying, beast mode, we killed Charlie Kirk, beast mode. All right, this is the wholesome left. All right, when leftists say they want free healthcare, it includes euthanizing right-wingers who disagree with them. And then they just repeat this. Yes, that is actually what they want. Completely true. Anyway, so Destiny responds saying, how long before it happens you think about Hassan getting assassinated, which is pretty insane, actually. By the way, pretty wild. Definitely wild. All right, so cripple fight in the right corner. We have Destiny, complete and utter degenerate pervert. He's in court getting sued for allegedly leaking nudes of someone that he recorded unconsensually, allegedly. And he's going after Hassan Piker, leftist, terrorist, supporter extraordinaire, dog abuser, and inbred. And it's a pretty crazy battle between the cripples in today's episode of Cripple Fight. So anyway, now Hassan keeps going, actually. He thinks that he's going to make his reputation better. So this is the clip of him saying that, literally threatening American Jews, because, again, he's so wholesome and leftist, and all he wants is free healthcare.
And you want to know why? Because people don't fuck with Israel any longer. And if Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, eventually someone's going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews.
Hey, Jews, if you're not going to support Hamas, We're going to kill you. That's what he said.
We're teaching people the wrong lesson. I don't know how people don't recognize how dangerous this predicament is, how
very dangerous for you American Jews. If you don't start supporting Hamas, you're going to die.
Dangerous this is for Jews.
Very dangerous.
You're running around basically tying your entire identity to a country that inevitably will be seen as basically Jewish ISIS.
Oh no, you're tying yourself to a country with Jews in it. We're going to have to kill you because they kill terrorists in Israel, and we really don't like that.
And you're saying, as Jews, this is all we care about.
I don't know any Jews that say that this is all they care about. But I'm sure they exist, and that means that Hassan would endorse killing them. Yeah, he called Israel Jewish ISIS because they kill terrorists, and he loves terrorists, so obviously he's very offended. So anyway, Trump actually goes after Hassan. Very funny.
She gave him a lot of money, and he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says that America deserved 9/11. We deserved it, right? We deserved all that death.
That's my orange man, the orange man himself, coming after Hassan Piker, Mao Zap Dog, baby. He actually went after him. Absolutely. TikTok Hassan. TikTok. Dude, I love how Hassan Piker is, I love how Hassan Piker is literally everyone's favorite punching bag on the left. It's like, please, Democrats, please defend Hassan Piker from Donald Trump. Do you think they're gonna have the ability to do that? Like, I know they have Trump derangement syndrome. Do you think they will literally go against Trump so hard that they defend Hassan Piker? Please do. Tie yourself to this Turkish roach, terrorist-loving fuck. Please do it. Please defend Hassan. It would be the best thing that could possibly happen to us. Now, the left is actually, ironically, having a fantastic day. So she has been known for going after Charlie Kirk a lot. She went after Charlie Kirk in all of his debates. She would chase him around out there. She does like Jubilee debates. So she actually just did a debate against 20 pro-life women. Right? And she had to make this TikTok in response to her debate against the pro-life women because she's pro-infanticide. I don't use terms like abortion. All right. Yes. I don't believe in these terms. This is commie gobbledygook to desensitize you to the murder of children. All right. So she's pro-infanticide. And this is what she had to say. Pay no attention to her forehead.
I debated 20 pro-life women, and after the debate, something kind of crazy happened. Okay.
And after that's going to happen, definitely subscribe for more content. It's gonna be so good. Then they wonder why they don't have an audience. Dank Frappa, thanks for the 10 subs.
Okay, so the whole thing was a very intense experience. You can catch it on the Dr. Daft show this weekend. But when we're done, we're chatting, we're kikiing. It's actually really good vibes.
Yes,
and
delicious
these women are
vibes.
like, oh yeah, by the way, we have a gift for you. And they hand me an envelope. They had pooled together $550 to help me with my upcoming move. Like, that is such a profound act of kindness. It made me take a step back. So, when you're chronic...
Libtard realizes that pro-life women are actually just kind and nice. And it's like, they just don't want you to murder babies. And they're not just all, like, crazy fascists. Wow.
...online in a political space, sometimes I can get...
I want you to get emotional at this video, but I can't actually muster any of it. It's because I'm on SRRIs and birth control and drugs and meth. So I put emotional music to make you know what you should feel.
Caught up in like the death threats and the poorly worded hate comments and the horrible legislation and just the depravity of the world. Like, my feed is fucked up. It's easy to forget that not everyone who disagrees with you is doing it because they're out to get you. And just because we disagree doesn't mean we can't have and show love for each other.
Oh my God. I know we're all celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, but why can't we just show love for each other?
I was wrong. I will never say that publicly again.
W.
But it's true.
Admits a rel.
And still be kind and beautiful. Thank you, ladies, for reminding me of that. Thank you for embodying that. And thank you for helping me in my time of need. And by the way, I'm not just saying this because they gave me money. I wanted to share that because I think it's really lovely. And I think it's something that deserves to be shared. But even if they hadn't done that, it was still the most respectful debate I've ever been a part of. And while my opinions have not changed, I actually really respect you all as people. I'm glad I got to hear your perspectives and understand your beliefs
She's still pro-child murder. Don't think that she doesn't want to kill children anymore.
better. And I am genuinely shocked and so happy that we found some common ground during like a debate on one of the most contentious topics in politics.
Yeah, you didn't find any common ground. They're just really nice, and they gave you money because they felt like you needed it, and they're just kind people that don't want to murder babies. I know, it's pretty incredible, actually.
So thank you again for everything. Truly. Love you, divas.
Yeah, and then she wondered why no one watches her content. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Listen, man, I already said this earlier, but I can't kill myself on YouTube, or it's a violation of the terms of service. So Abdul El Sayed, wholesome Chungus liberal, is making fun of Vance's family now because that's a normal thing to do in politics, I guess.
What do you think is going through Usha's head when he talks? She's like, damn, I have to sleep with him. I mean, like, I guess she's pregnant, so I guess something's happening. But like, man, like, you got to imagine, like, truly zero charisma. Like, Usha,
Like, it is gross, right?
like, get out, okay? What do you?
These are the wholesome leftists that are gonna usher in such a wholesome age. Like, bro's out here, he hates. Again, listen, I don't want to like tap into stereotypes here, but Muslims hating Hindus is like it's a tale as old as Muslims hating Christians and Jews. So like, listen, man, I like, you know, I what do you want to say? Anyway, Asmongold is back, so it's always fun to see him reacting to Hassan taking L's.
And so Trump saw the clip. I'm not surprised. I'm really not. So Hassan decided to
Yeah, baby. Yeah, get his ass.
go out and sing We Are Charlie Kirk at the Fear and Live tour. This obviously was so cringe, it's gone viral. I've got to watch this for a whole minute. Man, the saddest part, Charlie Kirk would have borne this piece of shit if he got shot. Yeah, definitely. Hassan Piker, as he mocks the assassination of Charlie Kirk, he's not mocking it, he's supporting it. And this is him doing it again, too, by the way.
That's true, that's right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. This is him crashing out over me watching a clip that went giga viral of somebody showing a picture of a dog next to him in real life.
Unspoken rule among content creators in general. We don't highlight this sort of stuff, and we instantly criticize this sort of stuff because we all know what goes around comes around. The difference between myself and Asmongold is that if someone were to approach Asmongold like that, I wouldn't be celebrating it.
I wouldn't be celebrating it. No, you'd just be dancing with it.
No, he'll just celebrate the literal murder of a good man. He'll celebrate and hope it happens to more people. That'll do.
I wouldn't be celebrating it. But if he hears my words, I think he'll understand man to man. What goes around comes around, Asmongold.
This is him obviously trying to like make some kind of veiled threat that's really very thinly veiled. By the way, keep this in mind. This is all over a person showing a picture of a dog.
You literally need to be in jail. You need to be in prison for the rest of your fucking life. Maybe even fucking shot against the wall. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers who go, yeah, developing nations deserve to be in the position that they're in. No, seriously.
I'm the one that gets suspended. Can you believe that? He loves the goal of impoverishing the white middle class.
Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over. And impoverish the white middle class.
Beast mode. I love her so much.
Can you imagine? We want to make all the black people poor again. And I'm like, oh, beast mode, bro, true. Just aggroed the Eye of Sauron. Wait, what is this?
She gave him a lot of money, and he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says that America deserved 9/11. We deserved it, right? We deserved all that death, destruction.
Hassan Piker's making a big demand that the Democrats defend me. Please defend me.
Please
I
defend
hope the
Hassan.
Democrats do defend Hassan.
Please defend
At some
Hassan.
point,
Oh
I know
my
you don't
God.
want to do this. Defend me.
The funniest thing, you can see that he reframed his camera angle to not show the newspaper article of the day after 9/11.
W
And
picking
instead,
up on
you have
that
a
one.
teddy bear. Dan Saltman and Decoy confirmed the Google results when you search who shocks dogs.
Yup.
There's no way.
I
There's
showed this
no
like
way.
a week ago. It's amazing. It's absolute cinema. There it is. There it is. Hassan Piker. It's just so freaking good. Now, there's some clips that I wanted to show that, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people don't know about. So this is Hassan literally saying, I want to kill Charlie Kirk a few years before he was literally killed.
What about Democratic mayors? It's like, what the f are you talking about, dude? We're f***ing talking about socialized medicine, and you f***ing turn around and you f***ing ask a question about murderous cities and their Democratic mayors. I want to f***ing kill him, dude. I want to kill.
Whoa! In a video game.
I meant it's just not in a video game setting. I want to own him in a video game setting. Oh Jesus! In a
Yeah, a lot of people didn't remember that one. But yeah, they just want free healthcare. Right. Now, I will never forget the time where they actually did meet in person. And Charlie Kirk brutally mogged Hassan so badly. I think that he literally got little bro'd so badly. He never forgot it.
What's up, Charlie? How you doing?
You gotta send me commission on all the YouTube videos you make about me.
Anyway,
And now he's celebrating his murder. It's just absolutely heartbreaking, and it's insane to watch in real time the absolute evil that is around us. I really miss that man, and now we have all these vultures and homosexuals that are coming out of the woodwork to clown on his grave and twist his views and celebrate his death. He was just a good man that wanted people to believe in God and kind of wanted people to stop murdering babies or something. The baby murder party didn't like him for that, I guess. But the Patriots will remember him, and we will destroy you. Now, it's really nice to see, though, on the flip side, some people are waking up, even women. Shoe on head finally admits MAGA was right and that the Democrats are actually crazy. Finally admits it. She didn't know this before, but now she does. I'm making a joke because in the previous video, she called me out for saying that she's finally realizing the left is evil and she always knew the left was evil. She didn't realize the left was this evil and she's finally admitting it, guys. Finally. After years of waiting.
So my last video was about woke one, a new phrase coined by leftists and
Yeah, woke one is where leftists hit you with their psyop goy
Democrats
beam.
online.
That's what the woke one is. Woke one is a goy beam. It's a mental operation where they try to get you. And they're like, oh, woke one was crazy, but they never actually elaborate what woke one is because they still want all like the gay trans stuff, but they want to pander to the third world now more. And the third world doesn't like the gay trans stuff. See, this is the new issue. The new debacle on the left is like, how do we promote infinite homosexuality when we are literally importing people that execute homosexuals? So woke one was crazy, guys, right? Mohammeds? Can I count on your support, Mohammeds?
that is being used to distance themselves from the terrible PR disaster that was the last few years for the left in America.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi kneeling in full African garb to honor George Floyd. Why, that
because actually Nancy Pelosi was from Wakanda.
Was just woke one. And how, in my opinion, that was not woke one. And how woke...
See, the funny thing is, they'll never actually explain what woke one was. But, like, I could tell you a few things of woke one. You know, woke one, Donald Trump gets elected, leftoids throughout the country just instantly try to move to Canada. Canada's, servers all go down because they're all trying to, migrate over there. All right, we got all the kneeling at George Floyd's golden casket, burning the country down. All right, we got all the infinite genders and Tumblr with their 73 different accepted genders and stuff like that. Like, whenever I see stuff like this, I think of woke one. They will never admit it. They don't actually have any examples of woke one because they don't want to admit any of those individual things are wrong. They still want to abolish the police and redistribute your wealth and want race riots to destroy our countries. They still want all that stuff. They just realized that the branding was bad, so they're rebranding it.
Woke one actually started in like 2012, 2014 with Gamergate, Me Too, Tumblr era feminism, the whole pre-Trump era wokeness before it was even called woke. And I talked about how I don't want them to rewrite history and pretend this all started in like 2020. After uploading that video on woke one, I thought I was free, that I would never have to hear the insufferable
and then AOC showed up.
Delusional term woke one ever again. I thought I could finally move on with my life. Yeah, I thought.
What do you make of those controversial statements I'm sure you've seen?
Dude, I knew it. I told you this was happening. I knew that AOC was showing up. Here, I have a really good hot take about AOC, by the way, which I'm very excited to share.
And I mean, she's, the Thanksgiving dust up, abolished prisons, abolished police.
Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot
Right,
of that.
she's moved away from it. Of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. I have a local city councilman that has this...
I was only a 47-year-old baby. I was a little baby girl of the age of 47 when I wanted to abolish the police and kill Donald Trump. Now I'm like 49, and I don't want to abolish the police anymore. I want to replace them with social workers. And I still want to kill Donald Trump.
saying woke one was crazy.
Yeah, woke one was crazy. Now I have a really hot take about Sandy over here. All right, and you're not gonna like it probably, but I will. So AOC recently announced that she is freezing her eggs, and she posts these cringe TikToks about her going through procedures to freeze her eggs because obviously she's getting older, and we have decided collectively as a culture we need to destroy our civilization so women shouldn't have children, and stuff like that. You know, they have to abort their babies and not get married and get a career before actually getting pregnant and stuff. So they need to go through these Frankenstein-esque treatments in order to have children later. Extend battle against God and biology. All right, so she's doing that. Also, recently she broke up with her boyfriend. Right, I covered this in previous videos, but I had a hot take that I shared with my stream chat earlier on kick.com/Nuxanor and Rumble, also linked in the description, Taku on Rumble. All right, I've shared it with the people, and the people, they had a bit of a civil war over this. So I'm going to share it with you today. You see, AOC had to go off of her birth control in order to freeze her eggs. Now, her boyfriend, in my opinion, was a closeted homosexual. So my hot take is she went off birth control. She was with his boyfriend for a long term. They never wanted to have sex. She never was interested in any of that stuff. She goes off birth control, and all of a sudden, holy shit, he's dating a homosexual. She wants a gorilla man to destroy her because all of a sudden, when you're off birth control, you want to make babies. And this soy-flavored homosexual F-slur that I cannot say on YouTube, this guy over here, this dude is not cutting it. So she has gone down to her primal self, going off man-made sterilization drugs. I'm just saying, that's my hot take. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Woke one was crazy.
Now, as an
Yeah, she was dating like a Keir Starmer style
AOC fangirl.
And then she comes after me when I said she finally realizes the left is crazy. You cannot do this. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to pull up. I'm gonna have to pull it up. You know, I'm gonna have to pull it up. All right, check this out. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Your girl, I woke magic to me. Channel, and then they'll make reaction videos to my videos, and they'll title them things like "Shoe on Head is done with the left," "Shoe on Head is finally waking up," and it's like, I've been woken up. Do not cite the anti-woke magic to me, Taku. I was there when it was written. Before your girl,
like, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying? Anyway, you know, I can't give her too much shit for this. She was literally making like anti-feminist videos like 10 years ago. All right, she was making like anti-feminist video 10 years ago. I was out there making like anime reviews, so I can't like shit on her too much for that. But like objectively, she's finally realizing.
I feel like I am well within my rights to say, not so fast, bitch. I watched these people go from anti-establishment, fighting the man, become the most preachy, buck-broken, neutered HR department Karens in real time. I remember when she broke away from the Bernie Sanders campaign after he dared go on Joe Rogan. I watched this all happen, and I held on. I held on for a long time. Many would say too long, in fact.
I would say, thank you for your attention to this matter. I would say too long, in fact. And then she got married and have children. And everything changed because nothing radicalizes a woman like getting married and having children. And then all of a sudden she's like, whoa, I actually do want my husband to have a gun. Then she's like, whoa, I actually do want all the rapists to be in prison. Then she's like, whoa, I actually don't want to import people from countries that have higher rape rates than the United States. And then she's like, whoa, I'm right wing. Anyway.
Clip of AOC talking about woke one really solidified how I've been feeling for the past few years. In this video, I will be responding to AOC trying to walk back woke one in what I can only assume is a desperate attempt to distance herself from the more crazy people in her movement before a future presidential run.
Yep,
now,
absolutely.
while politicians are out here trying to dodge accountability for things that they've said and done, the rest of us are out here figuring out how the f we're gonna afford anything. People are getting squeezed from every direction. Rent costs too much, groceries cost too much, everything costs too much. At this point, I'm scared to open my wallet because I know it's gonna be empty. Actually, that's not true. It's full of shit. Just random f***ing gift cards from 2011 that I've never used.
That's because you have a child. That's what happens when you have children. You get a child and all of a sudden everyone thinks you need a gift card to random garbage. I'm just saying.
I don't even know what half this stuff is. But thankfully, I have sponsored by product that can help with just that. So before we get into today's video, let's
Ridge Wallet.
quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ridge.
Would you look at that? Well, if you go to
Plus
you do Rumble Wallet, Nux 10 on Rumble Wallet, you get Rumble Wallet. And with Rumble Wallet, you can rumble all over the place. Lots of rumblage to do and support your boy. That would be awesome.
Skipping the ad. The real
Can't be supporting another wallet on this channel.
juicy, the real. This is the
Sorry, she went ahead. I had to do it.
politician AOC and the interviewer are talking about. Francesca Hong is a progressive.
I cannot insult her appearance on YouTube or I will get smitten by the YouTube gods, but boy howdy.
DSA candidate who recently lost her primary. Francesca Hong has a few interesting tweets from 2020. Who among us does not? But most notably,
You know, it's kind of hilarious how like I call out all these people and then I find them in like Asmongold videos and Shoe on Head videos, and Think Before You Sleep videos, and it's like, listen, man, I know this biatch. Okay, I do. She's the one that hates her son because her son is half white because she dated a white guy because she's, you know, an activist in the streets and colonized in the sheets.
one about wanting to cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel Thanksgiving. Should have done this in 1621. If it takes a worldwide pandemic for us to realize we should stop celebrating colonialism and the original super.
Just saying, using pestilence to kill the Native Americans was a fantastic strategy. It's not too late to send Bonnie Blue into Afghanistan and see what absolute diabolical hellspawn rages forth. Okay, I feel like we can utilize pestilence in a lot more effective manners now that we know how to control it. Right? We could send King AIDS, all right, just airdrop her into the middle of Tehran, Iran. They will all forget about their goat addiction immediately.
Spreader event that killed indigenous folks and women, so be it. Please don't gather for the colonizer holiday. Please do wear a mask. I forget that people actually speak like this, and it's not just like some conservative parody of liberals.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef. Bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
Don't get me wrong, I love the struggle session they're putting these candidates through, reading their old woke 1.0 tweets back at them, like a dog that peed on the carpet.
All right, you know what? I decided, I feel like the best way for me to do this, I will not insult Francesca Hong's appearance because insulting someone's appearance violates the YouTube terms of service. Okay? I am, however, going to say that this Star Wars alien is running for governor in Wisconsin and lost for some reason. Okay, I am not saying, okay, that they look alike. What I am saying is that they don't not look alike. Okay, simply wanting to point this out. Okay, that I personally am not like the Star Wars alien is beautiful. Okay, because all women are beautiful. Because all women are beautiful, is what I'm saying.
From many people in our communities.
Don't get me wrong, I love the struggle session they're putting these candidates through, reading their old woke 1.0 tweets back at them, like a dog that peed on the carpet. What is this? What is this?
Yo, don't handle Kaya like that.
And replies from like Democrats and leftists on this were even funnier. Is it so hard to just say, no, I do not want to cancel Thanksgiving? Even if you do want to, just
I love how the left, like, this is the new cripple fight. Cripple fight! When leftists are like, just lie. Leftists, can you just lie to them, bro? Please?
Why is she catering so hard to the fringe? Does she want to lose her election? Why can't she just lie? This woman is an optics nightmare. Just say no. Say it was a joke. Say it was woke one. Just lie, for fuck's sake. Just say no. Just lie, please. No, she shouldn't lie, and she's not trying to.
Again, this is the Hassan crowd. Lying is OP. Remember that strategy? Remember when Hassan said that he disagrees with some of the things that Hamas did, but he didn't want to get into details? Well, that's because he wanted Hamas to kill more Jews. All right? Now, so he lied when he stated that he feels like some of the actions they took was violations of international law. He doesn't care about that.
To cater. This is what she truly believes. And the people should know exactly what she believes. She has talked about her half-white son, that he gives her a, quote, proximity to whiteness.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color.
Imagine
because
hating your
for
son for
me,
being
assimilation always kind of took over. And so I did marry, and proximity to whiteness continues, right?
Holy shit, she married a colonizer.
My son is biracial. He's half white and half Korean.
I love the hesitation. She's like, I married a... My child is half white. She can't even, like, bring herself to say it. Activists in the streets, colonized in the sheets. Many such cases. Also, Francesca...
Did I not just say that like 30 seconds ago? What the fuck? I just said that like 20 seconds ago.
Hong just, like, hates all holidays, apparently. This woman is straight up Grinch maxing. She's got a hate tweet for every fucking holiday, I swear to God. Except for Kwanzaa. Of course. Why would she hate Kwanzaa? When asked how her long-term vision of a world without prisons would work, Hong said, "What I know is attainable, and the policies that actually meet the urgency of the moment and understanding the realities of it means we have to ensure that we're funding our local governments, that we're bringing justice to victims." She added, "What may have been aspirational is not primary." What may have been aspirational. So it's still an aspiration. It's still a goal. It's just not the primary one. Interesting. Also, her opponent said this.
People try to call me the establishment. I look at that as a slur, particularly as an African-American candidate.
So, cancel Thanksgiving or establishment is a racist slur. Your Democratic Party, sir. Anyway, my point is, Francesca Hong...
It's an absolute clown show because they don't actually have anything that they believe in. They only have things that they hate. That's the craziest part.
Hong's old tweets about defunding the police and whiteness and Thanksgiving, they were being all hand-waved away by AOC as just simply being woke one.
Woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. But if you said woke one was crazy during woke one, you are a racist fascist Nazi.
They would kill
the
you.
citation of woke 1.0 or woke one is now a common shorthand among parts of the online left to describe and distance themselves from what they view as a more dated or inconvenient aspects of the impassioned social justice activism they participated in during the late 2010s and early 2020s. In 2021, Chai Osi, campaigning for New York City Council, tweeted, "A cis white man should not be the next speaker of the council." When a critic of his on X unearthed that old post earlier this year, Osi, now a council member, gave a pithy response. Woke one was crazy. We all got a bit crazy back then. We did some jello shots and got on the bar and took off our tops and burned the city down and got people fired from their jobs for having opinions Obama had 15 years ago. You can't spend like 10 years bullying people into the most retarded asocial political opinions under the coercion of social ostracization or getting fired from their job, then turn around and just be like, that just happened. My career.
Why not? Why not? Why can't they do that? These people, you don't understand. These people literally have zero actual value that they can contribute. They exist as a negative paradigm. They exist to fulfill the violent fantasies of leftists that have no actual morality, that want to kill conservatives. Okay, that is how they exist. They exist as vapid, satanic bitches. All right, so yes, all the left is evil. Despite the fact that UNHCR still doesn't think so, they're all evil. They exist to do that. So, they don't actually need to believe in anything. They could just lie. Because their actual belief system is irrelevant. What they actually say is irrelevant. What they want to do is irrelevant. These people don't actually mean anything. They just want the vicarious existence to destroy and abolish the United States of America. Also, they're gay. They're gay. They're homosexuals. They're homosexuals. And they want to kill you, which is arguably almost as bad.
for like a decade has been calling this out, has been trying to tell the left and the Democratic Party that this woke shit was toxic and would drive people away from them. And for 10 years, I was called a racist, sexist, pick-me, fascist, Nazi, every istin.
That's it. Weak sauce. At least you were never called a Jew with like a minuscule J, low J, small J Jew.
Ism under the sun. And now they're just
Dude, like, I'm not even kidding. There was this guy, my update Twitter account, the guy that's posting about my, like, posting clips of me on Twitter. All right. He had this to say. Check this out. Grok, create an image that describes Taku from the perspective of his enemies. And it's this. Like, canceled with Kaya shooting lightning, obviously. Obviously. Why wouldn't it have Kaya shooting lightning? Oh, wait, can you not see it? Is that what? There it is. Check it out, baby. All right, here it is, boys. Yeah, this. But don't forget, it is Billion Star of David for some reason. Obviously. Because, yeah, anyway.
To that and acting like it never happened. And you just expect us to, what? Move on? I've been like a dog chasing a car, and I finally got the car, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, first of all, why as a Democratic politician would you say this? You're basically saying like, yeah, MAGA was right. We were crazy. Like,
correct. That is what they're saying because they have nothing. You see, the thing is about the conservative movement, and it's not perfect. It is a long way to go. All right. I'm not going to say that the conservatives are great. I'm not going to say I like the GOP. Obviously, we need to install more and more radical people over time, and that's exactly what we need to do. All right. But I want to make something very clear. Okay. I want to make something very clear. And this might, a lot of you won't like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The reality is, the left, unlike the right, which is based on biblical values, the left is based on an invasion, an inversion, and perversion of biblical values. It's based on a satanic, quote, enlightenment way to destroy the biblical values that are at the foundation of this country. Now, biblical foundation will never change. All right, we are following the same Bible that was given 3,000 years ago. All right, literally, or 2,000 years ago, if for the DLC. All right, so but essentially, we are following the same Bible that says that thou shalt not murder and thou shalt not steal and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. All right, we are following the same exact Bible that has the same exact morals. So the right wing 5 years ago during Woke 1, all right, is exactly the same ultimately, foundationally, as the right wing today, because foundationally, it's still based on those same biblical values. So it didn't change, ultimately. Yeah, we thought that the trans stuff was weird then. We think the trans stuff is weird now. Now, your ideology is based on whatever the fuck consensus these people came from. All right? So the truth of the matter is, you people come up with whatever you want to come up with, whenever you want to come up with it, because you believe in spit and duct tape. You don't believe in literally anything. Your belief system is based on whatever you want to believe, right? It's based on your personal preferences at the given time. So, in 2016 or whatever, when Woke 1 was going on, you were pushing that. Now you could say Woke 1 was crazy because now you have a whole new belief system. Your whole new ideological belief system is just whatever Satan decided you wanted to believe in today. That's literally what you believe in. So before it was a lot more trans stuff, and now it's a lot more trendy to believe in a lot more, I don't know, migration stuff. So, and borders are bad and whatever. So now you're going to believe in that. You never believed in anything. That's why it's so easily malleable, because your belief system isn't just an inversion of good. That's it. The end. In Lord of the Rings, all right, as an analogy, when Frodo gets the ring, what does the ring do? The ring just corrupts people. It doesn't have some sort of crazy ideology. It's not out there trying to push some sort of agenda. It literally just exists as a perversion of good. That's what the left is today. The left is just a perversion of good values, the end. Right? They want to be good to the poor. How are they going to do it? Through evil. Through stealing money from people that earn it and redistributing it through 1 million government NGOs that steal all the money to give to the poor. All right? The truth, Nuke, is these people are evil. They have zero redeeming features. They never believed in anything, which is why they could so easily say Woke 1 was crazy. We'll just change our belief system to, now we want to kill people like Charlie Kirk. Right, before we just wanted to rape people. Now we want to murder people. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. Their opinions could change on a whim because it's not like they actually had some foundation anyway. Deception is in their blood, and the heretics will be purged. And that is the Nux doctrine.
Okay. What else are they right about then? Even from like an AOC fan point of view, this just makes her look completely unserious and makes like the progressive movement look
correct, but they don't care. Because their goal is just the destruction of good. They don't actually believe in anything.
Completely unserious. which it is, why should anyone trust a politician who can get swept up in mass hysteria so easily?
Because of the mass hysteria. The truth of the matter is, the majority of one of the ways that women are effectively brainwashed, in society is largely, and this is mostly I'm talking about liberal women here that have fallen for the slopaganda that thinks that they shouldn't have children, they should abort their babies, and they should castrate people. To be clear, they are brainwashed by consensus belief. All right? This is how a lot of women operate. They operate on consensus. Well, you know, everyone thinks that Lindsay Clancy is innocent despite murdering her children. I should believe that too. The husband is a Gemini, actually, so, you know. So the truth of the matter is, we're seeing a lot of consensus-based manipulation going on. So the fact that AOC believes in something totally different today than she did 4 years ago, it doesn't matter to these people at all. Literally at all. Because they all think that now. It's the thing to think.
How can I trust that won't happen again? How can I trust in 5 years from now, you won't just call whatever it is you're advocating for now woke too and dismiss it as crazy? Free Palestine. Woke too was crazy. Like,
true. They will. You'll see. Give them 5 years and you'll realize that the Palestine movement was a huge grift. None of them cared about Palestine. Way more people were getting killed in Sudan and in Nigeria, all right, and in the Congo, and all these other places. Way more people were getting killed than in Palestine. No one cared about any of those at all. All right, and the other thing that no one wants to talk about is that, you know, Gaza literally started the war. Right? They started a war and lost miserably, and they were literally embedding their terrorists in schools and in universities and in preschools and in hospitals. In fact, the leader of Hamas was literally killed in a tunnel under a hospital. The leader of Hamas. All right, so, and the fact that the war also ended the moment Israel got their hostages back. Like, this was a huge psyop so that Muslims could use leftist ideologies and Western empathy to manipulate people to invade our spaces and control us. All right, they're not preaching free Palestine because they care about the Palestinians. They're just very, very happy that the Palestinians that died could be utilized as their martyrs to wage war on the West. That's exactly what they've been doing the entire time. They don't actually believe in any of that shit.
What do you believe in? Could you imagine Republicans being like, January 6th one was crazy? Basically, I said this all on Twitter, and people are like already making...
Again, it would never work because the right has a actual belief system that doesn't change.
Making videos of it. AOC panics after shoe on head calls her. Like, that didn't even happen. Like, I don't think AOC even knows I exist. I love the thumbnail on this one. Shoe bitch slaps AOC. Who the...
I'm pretty sure it was shoe bitch slaps AOC, okay, but you know.
Who the fuck is this? Is that shoe bitch? Ah yes, the infamous, notorious shoe bitch. Going around slapping women. Every time I log on...
Taste. I mean, we don't slap women on this channel.
Onto YouTube, I'm destroying and slapping and finishing on people. If you didn't know who I was, you would think I was some, like, psychopathic rapist. And then you click on the video and it's just like... I posted a tweet. Anyway, back to the point. When a citizen changes their mind on something, that's totally normal, that's totally natural. Many things can happen in the span of years that can change your mind on something. It's perfectly normal to evolve and grow. And it's fine.
Especially if you get married and have children and realize that conservative values are awesome.
Fine if you're a politician and you change your mind on something, but, and this is a big but, this is a fat ass. If you're a politician and you change your mind on something, I want to know exactly why you changed your mind. When you changed your mind. Be transparent. What about woke 1, really woke 2 in my opinion, don't you agree with anymore? Why didn't the interviewer ask AOC that question? Like, what was crazy about woke 1? Trans women are women, DEI, white privilege, defund the police, the Green New Deal, like what? What?
Well, I mean, objectively, they were wrong about that one, at least, right? AOC was saying that the world was going to be destroyed by 2030 because of climate change, which obviously not happening because she's freezing her eggs.
Tell us. What? Tell the class. I've talked about this a few times in a few videos, but one example of me changing my mind, I was way more critical of the police back in, like, 2020. Like,
and then she got married and had children and was like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Borderline ACAB. I was also single, depressed, living in my parents' basement, smoking weed every day, but I'm sure
just strengthens my point every time. Oh, she strengthens my point. Yes, you were single and you didn't like the police, and now you're married and have a child, and now you like the police. Now, you can make the argument it's because you live in a city now and you lived in a more rural neighborhood, but maybe.
I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. I can tell you that moving from the suburbs to the city, taking public transportation, having a kid, seeing firsthand how bad things are and how bad things can get, actually experiencing the world outside of my bubble is what changed my mind on that topic and a whole bunch of other topics. So I want to know, AOC and other politicians, what about woke one do you disagree with now? What's sad is, if this was like 5 years ago, I'd be like, hell yeah, AOC has finally seen the light. Woke is bad, so true. Now we can get real things done, comrade. But it's not 5 years ago. I'm a grown up now, and this is extremely pathetic. As a politician,
I love how she's like, if it was before I had a kid, I'd be like, yo, we could give universal healthcare now. But now that I have kids and I'm like paying taxes and I'm like, wait a second. These people are freaks?
you need to be transparent. I'm gonna bird hands at you. Be transparent. The people who act like we need to be apologizing for shit our ancestors did 400 years ago, acting like 2020 never happened. I'm not buying it, sorry. These issues were f***ing, like, existential to these people a few years ago. And now it's just like, no big deal. It was just a phase.
They have to make believe every single thing is existential in order to rile people up to get their votes. Okay, that's literally how they operate. Trump is literally a fascist Hitler Nazi that's going to destroy our country. Elon Musk is a threat to democracy. Remember that? Well, Elon Musk didn't end up destroying democracy. I'm just reminding you. So that's the funny thing. Like, all the things they say are just giant, but they still firebombed a bunch of Tesla dealerships. They did do that because of the rhetoric.
Mom, I'm just a silly 30-year-old teenage politician. My concern isn't really that Democrats are admitting this stuff was wrong and deeply unpopular. My concern is I don't see anything preventing from that happening again. There's literally some assemblywoman in Brooklyn right now running on some woke one-ass shit as we speak, talking about how stealing should be legal, actually.
No one should be arrested, much less jailed, for stealing a tube of toothpaste. Incarceration separates people from their jobs, supports...
I agree. They shouldn't be incarcerated. We should put them in a labor camp. That's my hot take.
Service and loved ones. It perpetuates...
Like, what service do they provide our nation taking up space in a jail where we pay for their food when they could instead be in the rice fields, motherfucker?
It's a cycle of poverty and crime, no matter how much fear-mongering the right-wing media does.
These people aren't stealing toothpaste because they have to brush their teeth. These people are stealing things in bulk to sell on Facebook Marketplace. We have food banks, food stamps, charity for poor people who can't actually afford toothpaste. If I could go back in time and tell myself one thing, it would be, criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin! And it would make everyone's lives incredibly easier if there was actually some deterrent against crime. Yes.
Really?
Otherwise, what's the point? Why should anyone go to...
It took her to the age of 47. I'm kidding. I don't know how she is. It took her to the age of 40. Okay, this is really rude of me. It took her to the age of 30. We'll say 30, okay, guys? All right, it took her to the age of 30 to realize that, holy shit, criminals need to go. And all it took was having a child and a husband. And now she realized that you should have a deterrent for criminals. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you understand what I am saying? The actual mind-raped society of liberal white women that are just not even... They didn't even realize that. Do you realize where we're at as a society that she has to be like, holy shit, we need a deterrent for criminals? Like, she didn't even realize this until she's 30, married, with a child. Like, do you understand the manipulation of white women is so diabolical? Holy shit.
Work and spend their hard-earned money when we can just steal. Crime is legal now. F laws. Drunk driving is not illegal on stolen land. I don't think they understand just how incomprehensible some of their worldview actually is.
It's because they know that a lot of liberal white women also don't think that it's incomprehensible. And they know that... So, again, now the major pandering is to the third world. Right? They're trying to come up with a way to pander to the third worlders while simultaneously emotionally gaslight the white women. This is the left strategy. For those of you that are not paying attention. The left strategy is they want the third worlders to to get free shit from the white people, all right, that actually work for a living. So they want to redistribute the white people stuff to the third world shit so they can get third worlders in the country to vote and outbreed us. That's literally their goal. So ultimately, in order to do that, there are not enough third worlders yet to actually win elections on a massive scale. So they also need the white women on their side. So that's gaslighting. That's about the Palestines and the genocides and the Palestines and the police brutality and the racism. They use the emotional drama and bullshit to get the white woman vote. So they use the emotional drama to get the white woman vote, and they use to ultimately get the third worlders here and get them the vote. That is their goal. That is what they're doing on a grand scale. So they are able to use buzzwords to trick women into thinking that. They'll tell women, do you think it's fair that this poor refugee from a country in the Middle East that we bombed for literally no reason? You sure? Obviously. All right. Yeah, no reason. So that we bombed for literally no reason. Now they're here for some reason, and now they need free shit and houses and stuff. So we need to give them stuff. And is it really fair that the white guy has the stuff that he worked for? Is that really fair?
So if my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course, yeah, of course.
What would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
Get him therapist.
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now, which is that we're spending absolutely outrageous amounts of money on police and policing.
What hypothetical? That's the entire idea. That's the entire policy, and you can't explain it? Abolish prisons. Where do the bad people go? I don't know. Like, yeah, okay. In a functioning society, people like that would be forced to dig ditches in a work camp forever. Useless. Sorry.
Hold on. She's going down the work camp route, I see. Chew on head. Are you perhaps partaking in Nuxanism? I don't know if you are, but if you are welcome here. It was not my idea, to be fair. I don't deserve all the credit. It was actually God's idea. Because in the Bible, it says that if a man steals and he's not able to pay back what he owes, which is double of what he stole, because obviously a thief should be paying back double. He needs some sort of incentive not to steal. So you do realize that God says that they need to become a slave to pay back what they stole, right? That's God's design. That's not me. That's literally Exodus chapter 21.
Sorry, I'm chutting out so hard in this video. I'm in my luteal phase. I have a fucking pimple.
Aw, shit.
I have a pimple. For the first time in like 15 years, I'm stressing out so hard. What the f? Anyway, despite the Republican...
You know the difference, chat? Here's a little... So, YouTube, this video is scientific and educational, so I'm going to teach chat a science lesson. Do you know the difference between hormones and isotopes? You can't hear an isotope, but you can hear a hormone. That's some educational content for you guys on YouTube.
Completely dropping the ball right before midterms. Surprise! War in the Middle East forever! The sudden walk back about Woke 1 clearly shows the Democrats are still struggling with PR. If only there was some sort of left-wing Joe Rogan.
That's on my
People think I'm the king of Woke 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was. I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress, but I also understand how people operate. Like I never did the Latinx thing. Like I have been dark woke before dark woke was invented.
Yo, I never said Latinx thing. You know what he did say though? He said this about Charlie Kirk. On this clip that can't be played now for some reason.
It's like, what the f are you talking about, dude? We're f***ing talking about socialized medicine, and you f***ing turn around and you f***ing ask a question about murderous cities and their democratic mayors. I want to f***ing kill him, dude. I want to kill.
Yeah. So that was Hassan in the good old days. He was always loving terrorism, actually. You see, he always loved terrorism. That was his favorite thing. Always was. He's always been like this.
There was some sort of left-wing Joe Rogan.
People think I'm the king of Woke 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was. I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress, but I also understand how people operate. Like
dark woke is when you're from Africa or when you're from Turkey. Dark woke is when the skin color is not white.
Like I never did the Latinx thing. Like I have been dark woke before dark woke was invented. Like this is the headquarters of dark woke.
Not the dude who called me emo, calling himself dark woke. What the actual f is dark woke?
What is
dark woke? Is when you want to kill your opponents and you love terrorism openly. That's dark woke. You see, regular woke is when you make believe that you just want gay rights, and in actuality you want to kill your opponents. Dark woke is when you openly state you want to kill your opponents.
Dark woke. Dark woke is just Democrats are just as woke as we were in woke 1.0. The messaging is what's important. It is aggressive.
The entire idea of dark woke seems to be that regular
They got Lord Soy to explain that one.
woke was too polite and too wholesome.
Dark woke for me is we are fighting for good and for
Which they can't ever explain because they don't actually have objective morality.
equality and for social justice for everybody, but we don't mind saying F you.
Dark woke,
Wow.
get it? It's like
We don't mind saying F you and literally censors yourself saying it.
woke, but we're mean. You already are mean. That's why people hated you. You were finger-wagging, morally righteous woke scolds. The problem was
Well,
never
now they want to kill you, and they openly state it, and they celebrate your death. So that's the evolution.
that the left was insufficiently mean online. God forbid someone say the wrong word, liked the wrong tweet, or failed to participate in the latest virtue signal humiliation ritual. And I'm sorry, can we just go back to that Hassan clip real quick?
I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress.
What the f does unlimited progress mean? Considering these guys think progress is like a literal linear line where just more and more people get rights. So like what the f does that mean? Pedophile rights, zoophile rights? What unlimited progress are we talking about here, buddy? Because that sounds pretty f***ing woke to me.
I mean, I think Mao Zap Dog has a very different opinion on rights.
We did so much progress to the gender discussion. We somehow looped back around to little boys liking pink means they're gay. But wokely, no son of mine is gonna play with Barbies. That must mean he's a girl. You people are lost in the sauce.
Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over. And impoverish the white middle class.
I love her.
Beast mode. I love her so much. One of the things about Zoran is that the people surrounding him oftentimes are so much cooler than he is.
I like how in the video where he defends himself from people criticizing that clip, he's like, guys, come on, it was just a joke, guys, come on. In the description of that video, he's like, anti-white racism, which doesn't exist. Definitely not woke one. All right, buddy. Sorry. It's so hard not to just make the entire video clowning on that goofball. Like, bro was in a suit at a pool party. The man is a cartoon character. I don't want to make videos about Hassan.
I'm a literal cartoon character, and I'm not nearly as gay. Listen, man, Shoe on Head out here calling out Hassan. Now Hassan wears a suit. You know, every time he calls someone out to wear a suit. Listen, if Shoe on Head calls me out another time, I might have to get like a suit avatar for reacting to her videos exclusively. And also shrink my head by about 40%.
But you can't fucking escape him nowadays because the media won't shut the f up about him. Fox News is just hyper-focusing on him.
I actually love this. I see a lot of people upset that everyone's talking about Hassan. It's amazing. First of all, once again, Nuxtradamus, always right. I've been on this train for a while. That's one. And two, tie this man to the Democratic Party. Yes, the Democratic Party is a terrorist-loving death cult that literally wants to destroy our country. Yes. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Every single day to go after the Democrats because I guess they have nothing else. And then the response to all the Hassan stuff coming out on the right, coming out on Fox News, is then like left-wing journalists making more puff pieces, taking more photo shoots of Hassan in his mansion, and all these outlets calling him like a terrorist and a communist. Just makes him sound way more important and like way cooler than he actually is. Nothing hurts this dude more than reminding him
he wishes he was a terrorist and a communist.
That he is literally just a Twitch streamer. I don't want the focus of American politics to center around a f***ing Twitch streamer. Like, I don't understand the media's obsession with this guy, but at the same time, I don't think Hassan is the best wagon to hitch yourself to if you're the Democratic Party.
I understand the obsession. It's because the left literally loves terrorism. That's why. So every single guy that's going to go out there with Hassan, Diddy, Epstein, Bin Laden, America Deserved 9/11 Piker, and decides to go campaign with that guy, well, that's just another guy that loves terrorism. So actually, I think that's awesome, because Americans actually don't love terrorism broadly. So if you make it very clear that the left actually does love terrorism, then maybe people won't actually want to fuck with the people that love terrorism.
Other internet celebrities on the left you could do that with. Like,
There are no celebrities on the left. Everyone hates them.
No, he's a sex pest.
Oh, shoot. We all know who she's thinking of. Oh, no.
Oh, she's a sex pest. Damn it. I don't know. There's got to be someone with way less baggage than Hassan Piker. Like, why don't you hitch your wagon to someone like that instead of Hassan, who every time he's...
Oh, it's simple, actually. I'll explain it to you if you want to know. So let me. Oh, dude, you're not gonna like this one. So there was this guy that they were thinking of running as Kamala Harris's vice president, not Tim Walz because he obviously loves our country getting raped by Somalis. They were thinking of originally getting Josh Shapiro to run to be the vice president running mate with Kamala Harris, but they didn't because he was too Jewish, and all of the Palestine freaks on the left wouldn't support him. So they literally were like, "Nope, you're too Jewish. We have to replace you with the actual Somali guy that wants to rape our country. All right, that guy, because that guy was too Jewish." And now the reason why I mentioned this is because there are some pretty big like Jewish leftist commentator guys, which no one could tie themselves to because they're too Jewish for the left. Because the left wants to be so inclusive, they have to exclude the Jews. Like the David Pacmans and the Brian Tyler Cohens and all these guys, these complete losers. But you can't campaign with those guys. Bro, how are you gonna get the Muslim vote? How are you gonna get the Palestine vote? It's absolute cinema watching these people kill themselves.
Is rightfully criticized, hides behind how he just wants to give us health care.
Death to the West! Let the streets run with their capitalist blood!
Whoa, dude, you're making us look bad.
Oh, I'm just a little healthcare boy! You wouldn't criticize a little healthcare boy now, would you?
I don't care anymore. I washed my hands of this. There's gonna be like 25 videos uploaded after this. Like,
yes.
Shoe on head bends Hassan over and and like,
exactly.
Great. Can't wait. Remember that big study we talked about that was done after the Democrats lost the election? That
leftist Jews made their... No, I don't feel bad for the leftist Jews. Every single leftist Jews that's supporting the left is literally getting eaten by their own creation. I do not feel bad for them at all. And not even 1 ounce of pity.
The most popular Democrat positions were things related to economic issues, and the least popular policies were things like abolishing the police, abolishing prisons, and like open border policies. People don't want to abolish the police. They do not want to abolish prisons. They don't want to talk about whiteness or whatever the talk to actual workers about them. Like, talk to actual blue-collar workers. They hate this shit. And they hate you. They hate you because you suck, but they also hate you because you hate them. Like I said 500 billion times before, more people would be on board with what the left was saying, or at least like sit down and listen to you, if you dropped the gay race Marxist bullshit. How do I know this? The DSA and the left and the Democrats, they have to distance themselves from the goofy, destructive, identity politic, asocial bullshit. And in order to do that, you actually have to mean it, not just laugh it off. But I don't think they can, because this stuff is just so deeply ingrained in socially progressive politics. A lot of this...
He's like taking the defibrillators and just like, Satan, you can do it. Satan, listen up. All you have to do is stop loving terrorists. Is it clear? Satan, please. And she'll realize, don't worry.
Stuff isn't woke one. It's just part of dismantling whiteness and the patriarchy, destroying hierarchies, subverting norms, or whatever the f***. That cancel Thanksgiving tweet wasn't just some like silly haha woke one bullshit. But you know, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
The left hates our nation. You're trying to figure out how you could come up with ways that they stop hating our nation. It won't work.
Maybe this is what I've been asking for a decade. Maybe this is a new era for the Democrats. Could AOC actually have changed her mind? Yes, it's totally possible, yes. AOC and I are like the same age. She's like a year older than me. She's still pretty young. 35 is young, right?
Oh, man.
It's not impossible that in her time being a politician, her mind has changed on a few things. But it lines up suspiciously well with a run for president in 2028. So forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical. I see a lot of Republicans online like, do it, AOC, run for president.
Holy shit, she's actually still sort of liking AOC, bro, dude. She'll get there, don't worry.
Don't get too cocky. You may be surprised. The American people are an enigma, and we might see a pretty big pendulum swing. As hard as it is for some hyper-partisan-brained people to hear, not everyone voting for these DSA candidates are like crazy commies or something.
Just most of them.
Just like not everyone who voted for MAGA in 2016 when Trump promised to bring jobs back and he will remember the forgotten man and whatever. Those people weren't Nazis. When people can't afford a house, a car to get married, to have kids, you cannot be shocked when they start looking for options outside of the establishment. Huey Long, one of my favorite politicians, believed that if people had their needs met and were content and happy and had jobs and could feed their families, communism or fascism would never come to America. Because because people would have no reason to revolt or want those things. They would be happy with what they had. He believed that—
You mean if everyone had prosperity and stuff? Dude, we are literally the richest we've ever been in human history. Look, I'm going to sit here and I agree that grocery prices are expensive and it's hard to buy houses and stuff. Mass deportations would literally help all these things, by the way. You realize if we'd have less people in our houses, then we would be able to afford houses. If we would have less people buying up our land, then we would have less people taking up our space. All right, if we would deport all these people, we'd have way cheaper healthcare because they wouldn't be flooding our hospitals and our emergency rooms. All right, gas would be cheaper because they wouldn't be clogging our roads. Jobs would pay better because they couldn't just undercut you with some illegal that popped into the country. All right, like, you don't understand. It would literally save the entire country if we just did all this shit. Now, these people don't want solutions. They don't actually think that far ahead. They're lazy, to be honest. We're living in the richest generation we've ever lived in. I understand we're not able to afford things in the same ways that we have been. And the reality is we still are richer than any other generation ever. Now, again, I am not going to sit here and say that realistically every single person that votes for like these radical left candidates is actually a freak. Just most of them. If you actually look at the numbers of who's voting for these people, like Zoran Mamdani, for example, 70% of his votes came from foreigners. Like, if you don't understand that we are literally being conquered little by little, then you are missing the boat. All right? If you think that it's normal people voting for Zoran Mamdani, then why couldn't he get an actual normal-sized vote from people born in New York? And New York is the bluest freaking city ever. And they still literally got voted in by foreigners. So the truth of the matter is, it's both things, actually.
Extreme economic inequality created political instability. And as the economy continues to go to shit and wages don't increase, and retards like Dan Crenshaw respond to these issues with basically let them eat ramen, we are going to see people moving to all different directions on the political spectrum. Personally, until there's a Democratic Party that isn't prisoner to identity politics or isn't completely cucked by race grievance, I'm not a Democrat. And until there's a Republican Party that actually cares about workers and isn't completely cucked to a certain foreign country,
Israel,
I'm not a Republican.
Israel, we got Candace Owens' brain.
I'm trying to look like a...
Just to be clear, I am a fan of Shoe on Head, even though I think she's a little bit wrong on certain issues. But it is pretty incredible to see. It is incredible to see. She is now not a Democrat anymore. You'll love to see it. All it took was Democrats loving terrorism and being evil.
Son, I look like a femboy. Wait, hold on.
Hi, my name is Sock.
I look like I would be groomed on Discord. What the actual Alright, I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this. In conclusion, I do not like seeing politicians run from accountability. I like transparency. If you change your mind on something, tell me why. This woke one, woke two is a headache. I am done with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's a chance AOC is being genuine? Are you willing to believe politicians who have said they've changed their mind on things? Have you changed your mind on things since like 2020? If so, what? If you like this video, please
Not really. I really didn't change my mind on almost anything since 2020, which I think is one of the reasons why people watch my content. Because the reality is, I know it's hard to hear. The Bible was right 3,000 years ago. It's still right today. All of its morals are still accurate, in my opinion. And therefore, nothing changed, actually. Actually, we still need to execute murderers. Actually, we still need to put thieves in labor camps. Actually, we do need to make sure that our country is not being conquered by invaders, and we need to defend our borders. I think all these things were accurate 3,000 years ago, and they're still accurate today. So no, actually, none of my opinions changed. Same idea with all the LGBT shit. Not very accepted in the Bible. I don't know if you've read it. The truth is, all that's happened to me, I guess, I've been more radicalized, I think. I think I probably became a little more racist over the years when I started realizing that some other cultures don't necessarily have our best intentions at heart. The truth is, Shoe on Head will have another child, and Shoe on Head will become even more right-wing. I know I'm being so fucked up right now. I'm being so mean, but the truth is, this was a good video. I appreciated it. We disagreed on a few things, obviously. It makes sense. She's trying to resuscitate Satan a little bit, in my opinion. But the truth of the matter is, the left is cooked. The left is literally anti-American, terrorist-loving psychopaths. They are literally demonic and satanic, and not a single one of their policies is even remotely not evil. So, we'll see. We'll get there at some point. It'll be awesome, but good video, all in all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. My videos are all demonetized on YouTube, even though this video is like 2.5 hours long. I'm putting a ton of effort in my content, doing my best to cover all the things every day, despite the infinite demonetization jutsu that I am succumbed to. So if you want to support me on Patreon, that would be awesome. I just did a deep dive on if women should have the right to vote. Which the answer might surprise you. So you should definitely check that one out on Patreon. Also, this was streamed on Rumble and on Kick. If you can go any of those places, that would be incredible. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, you don't have to brush all your teeth, only the ones you intend to keep.